Hello everyone. Welcome back to the history. I'm Adam, as always. We're back with the last part of Northgard. And Sabajude, you are correct. Ragnarok is a Norse thing. This game is Norse pretty explicitly, actually. Apart from the aesthetics all being very visibly Norse-inspired, with this very rounded longhouse, the story so far is that we play as Rig, a probably Swedish High King whose father was killed by a mercenary, and we travel to the fictional continent of Northgard to retrieve the regal horn, our father's symbol of authority, which turns out to be the legendary Gatlar horn, or the horn that Heimdallr blows to signal the beginning of Ragnarok. The guy who killed him, Hagen, was hired by a mysterious person called Fedrung, which is Fedrungr, which is a name for Loki. So, this is Super Norse. Super duper Norse, and yeah, we've got 3 maps left. Tremors, Fimbulwinter, and Bifrost. So, my goal today is to get through all of them, and to finish off the story. We'll get stuck right in, without wasting any more time then. So, the runestone of Asgard is at last within reach in a desolate, rime-colored steppe. We need only walk there. We gotta play as Borghild. Oh, whoops. Okay, so last time we beat up Borghild, so this time we get to play as Borghild. It'll be good. We also will get to fight a monster. It'll be very fun.
I had just managed to subdue Borghild and her bear clan on our way to the runestone. They were, like us, from the old continent, but had come ashore in a completely different place. As we neared the runestone, Svarn grew more and more agitated. He confessed to be dreading something that lay ahead, though he couldn't tell what it was. Some of our people were also reluctant to move forward. Northgard was getting harsher and harsher, as if trying to deter us from pursuing our goal.
Okay. So yeah, it is turned pretty harsh. Pretty much everything we're fighting at this point is completely covered in ice. The air is getting colder. Much colder, as a matter of fact. That's one way to put it. I am freezing, as none of these guys are wearing coats. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting my life choices being a berserker and all. I love this lampshading, just lampshading the fact that our berserker of our half-naked buff guy, despite that not really... We can talk about that in a moment, because it's based in something, but something is not actual history. But yeah, everyone's wearing linen, and then being surprised that it's cold, instead of wearing, you know, wool. But we get an armored bear this time, which is good. Think of the fire we'll have to burn to get warm again, and it's making me depressed. And for some reason she's... Scottish? Come now, a little cold air never killed no one. Are y'all babies? Want me to tuck you in your warm little beddies? Okay, ale. Really ale. Well, after that comic relief scene, that is never followed up on at all, ever, old-fashioned language says we need to get to the very big rock. Svarn is running away. We should turn back. I do not wish to face what lies ahead. Come on, Biggie, it's just a big stone. You boars aren't afraid of rocks now, are you? Spoilers, it's not the stone he's worried about. Agreed, Velith. Hi, Leander. No, not this. This beast has haunted my dreams all my life. Ooh, it is a Hrimgander, which is a made-up Norse word, but it's also a totally valid one. It just means, basically, literally rhyme monster, but frost monster. It's a frost monster, which is a pretty apt description for it. You think you can slay that beast? I can't pass up the chance to hang its head on my trophy room if I die trying. Let's settle here. Okay, we are settling down right here. Yeah, we'll talk about, the Fimbulvetr, next chapter, which is actually when it shows up, but I've got the actual text of Völuspá pulled up to actually talk about what it is, and some scholarship on what the idea is. So, hang on for next chapter, and we'll get to talk about it. So, how do we go about slaying the beast? Well, we're pretty much invulnerable to everything, but except the Wormslayer. Rime steel and a forge. The famous icy ore said only to be found in Niflheim. Luckily, there's, like, all of this stuff is rime steel. You Southerners sure know how to inflate your legends. No need to go to Niflheim. Hrimgander typically live in rime steel-rich environments, so we shouldn't have too much trouble finding some around here. All of these iron deposits are. But the problem, the beast will eat it. Well, good luck with that. Yep. And we'll get a... The gimmick of this chapter is every time we get past a certain point, the monster will try to attack our guys, and all of the other chieftains will actually go off and try to beat it up for us, and it will attack them first. Everyone looks this one. And yay, they're all gonna do it. So, we are playing as the clan of Bjarki, which actually means birch, but whatever. This is being named from Budvar, who I've talked about before, but appears in the legendary Hrolf's Saga Kraka, or the Saga of Hrolfr Beanpole. And one of his champions is named Budvar Bjarki, and he has the ability to turn in or put his spirit in the form of a bear to fight, though he only does this like once in the entire saga. He's also just really strong, and potentially analogous to Beowulf. Oof. Good luck, Leander. Windows does that a lot, and I hate it every time. Anyway, the Bear Clan here doesn't care so much about wintertime, so December, January, and February are less harsh for it, and instead they actually become stronger during the winter. But our bear here can, like our villagers, can only go around in our territory until we get up to a certain amount of fame. Yeah, Velith, you would think it would be interesting if they managed to be really boring, instead. Oh wait, the bear... what? I didn't... cool, never mind, the bear can go into neutral territory. That's handy. That's super handy. Anyway, well, I can get my system rolling here and just build up things. Does this have anyone in it? Yeah, this has a couple of guys in it. While I'm building up things, I want to talk about the article I posted in the Discord server. Cause... no, not Beowulf, Sabajude, Fimbulvetr. We'll see it. Beowulf is thankfully not in this game. Meanwhile, though, while I get kind of this whole setup rolling, I want to talk about the article I posted in the Discord server and on Twitter, which is an NBC thought piece entitled COVID-19's Death and Suffering Could Lead Us to Rebirth, as the bubonic plague did in Europe. This is kind of a yikes, as it turns out. The article is by a historian, but by a popular historian and politician who focuses on Middle Eastern US relationships in the 20th century, and not actually by a medievalist. So, I'm sure you guys have seen articles like it around in the last months, because the current situation is kind of appropriate to that, but it's constantly a bad take. Yep, so we actually have a time limit here. Neat. Let's see, Healer's Hut. So, the reason why this is a bad take is, well, let me read the first paragraph here. First, a technological innovation undermines the authority of governments, breaks down social structures, and gives every person a power never before imaginable. Next, a pandemic claims millions of lives and devastates entire economies. Unrest rocks major cities, many flee to the countrysides, and the darkest hatreds are released. People fear that the world will never be the same again, that the uncertainty and danger will continue to afflict their lives. And yet, with upheaval comes change, social, economic, and political, that's potentially positive. Yeah, that's not a great thing. The reason why this is such a questionable take is that the article uses as its examples of this from the 14th century the introduction of gunpowder to Europe in the 1320s. Then... oh crap, I should slaughter a sheep. And then the Black Death arriving in the 1340s. The 100 Years' War from the 1330s to the 1450s, roughly. Then... the Peasants' Revolt in England and in the 1380s, or yeah, late 1370s. And finally, the potentially positive is the Italian Renaissance in the 1470s. So that should already kind of cause some yikes, in that you have events first utilized in England, a war between England and France, a global pandemic, another thing in England, and then something in Italy as the positive on the end. Also, the thing in Italy is over a century after the fact. It's hard to emphasize just how bad a take is that it's using 150 years of history as its kind of go-to. Okay, so they're gathering that. Let's get some stone, because we need that as soon... well, let's get a silo first. Okay. Cool, there's lots of fish there, there's lots of fish there, and fish there too. How am I losing food already? Wild. So yeah, this is not good. Firstly, one reason it's not good to start at the beginning is that firearms, though introduced in supposedly 1326, that is true, but it wasn't like that was available at all social ranks. In fact, it was pretty much unavailable at most social ranks. So instead it's pretty much an elite thing that immediately gets incorporated into typical ongoing European modes of warfare and military conquest. So the Siege of Calais during the 100 Years' War lists bombards, cannon, as part of its as part of the equipment used in it, and it wasn't registered as something different from something particularly different from the rest of the gear, trebuchets or anything like that. It was just another thing what existed. So it's not a good look when they're doing that, to be honest. I should grab this one first, because I'm not going to go into the rhyme fields this year. Crap, we are full up on... Crap! I'm full up on population while I wasn't paying attention. So we'll have to sit at 11 people for a moment while I build up again. But yeah, so it's not like that was actually a technological revolution that is available to everyone, despite the desires of Americana for that to, you know, be a thing. It's not at all. Yeah, I know you can't. So, portraying it in that way is disingenuous and blinded by America exceptionalism or American cultural values, and applying those to 700 years previous, and that's not good. As a matter, that's pretty no bueno. That was probably a mistake. That's fine. So yeah, that is problem one of that article, is, you know, the initial premise is wrong, which, by the way, let me read this. But then came the gun that shot feudalism down. Armed with this weapon, which was relatively inexpensive and easy to operate, the simplest farmer could defeat the best mounted, thickest coated knight. Many did in the peasants' revolts that subsequently erupted. Let me just follow this up and see. Oh, hilarious. The link is to a medievalist blog from Leiden University on weapons and communal culture in 16th century Germany. Hilarious. That is atrocious, as it turns out. Wait, oh, you can actually cross that. That's cool. So, you know, there is no link of peasant revolts in right on top of it, though they did happen, let's be clear. There were plenty of peasant revolts in the 14th century, but the biggest, most famous round of them is very much later. I actually want to... oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Oh well. We'll do this, and then that'll let me get this one up too, so we can rush lots of things. We're not going to worry too much about colonizing all the way out here, because there's no point, and stuff. So yeah, should be clear at this point that this article is kind of trash, but let's see, let's get to the... Though it does have a few good points, the last thing I want to point out is that it unironically cites... oh. The bear died. I'm bad at this game. That's alright, the bear... we can get the bear back without too much trouble. Will cost 110. So, yeah, we can just rehire the bear. It's not going to be a terrible... it's not going to be such terrible news. Oh wait, you can... I wanted you to do this. I'm bad. Mine. Okay. So the last thing I want to quote in this one is, yet as other historians have noted, most prominently Jared Diamond in his famous work Guns, Germs, and Steel, technology and plague cleared the way for modernity to grow. Without them, the nation-state wouldn't have developed, together with democracy, human rights, and religious freedom. It was the Renaissance that ultimately gave birth to the Enlightenment, to widespread literacy, and the scientific revolution. From there, a direct line leads to the advances of medicine and engineering that enable us to combat a more vicious virus more rapidly than ever before. Oh boy! Oh boy! This is a frankly atrocious take. Like, there are bad takes, and then there are that level takes. It's almost hard to describe how bad that is, because it is really, really bad. Firstly, the idea that religious tolerance and the is a consequence of the Enlightenment, and that is unequivocally simplistically good, is not a fan. Nope. There were places with great religious diversity and tolerance in the Middle Ages, as there were before the Middle Ages. There were plenty of places before them that were not at all tolerant, and afterwards there are places with a ton of, with very little religious tolerance, and yeah, no, this is universally bad, as a truly awful take, but it's a tempting one. Ultimately, like, that's the thing that is both initially feels very odd and is very concerning, is just how appealing that take actually is. The idea is basically that the Middle Ages are a time of bad stuff, and that you can apply whatever values and wishes you want on them, and that becomes okay because they're medieval, they're backwards. And so instead, it's a way thinking about them as a time when things were made better, or rather a time where bad stuff happened in order to enable good stuff, is a nice convenient way of both dealing with anxieties of the present, while through the means of denigrating the past. Cool, so all of these just cost like 70 food to colonize. That's handy. Okay, let's see, we've got a bunch of people right now. What can we do with that? We should build a smithy, though. Did I build a wood camp and then not assign anyone to it? Yeah, I did. Oh, cool. They're running out to go all fight this monster, and then they'll all turn around and run back. So yeah, the idea of the Middle Ages being a good time period for this kind of behavior and this kind of analysis. Oh wait, that's just a guy? There's just a guy right here? Okay. Neat. We'll put you on that then. And let's see, what's up next? Let's get a marketplace. Yeah. And Jeremiah, it's not that the plague is isolated, I mean, the plague is pretty much omnipresent, It's not like there's a lack of plague outbreaks through the, 14th, 15th, 16th centuries. But, what's a good choice here? I think weaponsmith. But it's not like the plague magically went away in the quote-unquote Renaissance, which is really a very isolated pocket of production in Italy that comes out of medieval trends and is supported by them. Let's also build a brewery since we've hit that critical point where we can just start building stuff. And then upgrade things. And we'll upgrade a house. Okay, we're low on wood to do that. Let's feast then. And then we need to get a forge up next. So yeah, and the Black Death, I mentioned this in the Plague Tale Innocent stuff, but it's worth repeating. The Black Death lasted until at least the 18th century. There's some research that suggests outbreaks continued into the 20th century of that particular, genetic strain. So, treating it as an isolated thing in any meaningful sense is kind of really, really bad. It's not like the Black Death went poof, and then we suddenly have the Renaissance and plague was never seen again. Plague documents come from the 17th century in the London outbreaks. Sabajut. No. The Italian Renaissance predates the Northern Renaissance by 70 years, give or take. I think certainly in Scandinavia, we typically are looking at 1550 for the entrance for the period break. Though Iceland kind of skips the quote-unquote Renaissance as far as that is a meaningful period, and goes straight on to let's see, how much is in here? There still is 15 there. But that's not a good location. Okay. There's 15 there, there's 15 there. I need to wait for enough to colonize both of them at the same time. So that I can immediately go in and try and do more helpful things. Let's do eradication there. And we can build another food silo. Well, need to develop this area first. Where can I build a food silo? Where did it? Oh, I can build it there. Okay. Let's instead... can't develop that area. Okay. So how much is in here? There's 15 there. There's none left there. Okay, so we're going to colonize these two areas. And basically, once we go, we have 1 month to do things. But yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. There is absolutely a thought that the, So if I... Oh, we are losing food. That's not good. Oh well. We will slaughter some sheep if we need to. We'll colonize there, colonize there. Build a mine. Yep, and they're all going to run out there. The village we're going to build... Oh, they're all running into this one, okay. That means we're going to build a... Why can't I build a thing there? Oh, there's no rhyme steel there. Crap. That's bad. That's actually really bad. I screwed up. But yes. People do definitely think that the Black Death is just a thing that is singular and one, and it ends and then the Renaissance immediately happens. News articles like that one really support this reading, ignoring the fact that there's over a century before the thing we like to call the Renaissance, though, let's be clear, I don't like that framing, because it kind of ignores... It is a framing that they put upon themselves to try and... Oh, sweet! It went out there first. Yes! That's optimal. Because since it went there, it's gonna decolonize this area first. Yep. Okay, live. That's fine. But that means that I can be mining these, no problem. I need to get up to 50. But it'll be fine. So, Sambaju, we can definitely say, like, there's cultural things, that kind of slowly move north. And so, there is a Renaissance in the Netherlands. Okay, that's got, like, a quarter left, and then it will pop up here. And I need to get my miners out as soon as possible. And hopefully keep these two alive. But the more we can get, if we can get up to 7, yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Boar killed, run. Oh, and the bear died. And the miners died. Well, we got 8 of the of the 50 we need. It's progress. We take that. And we'll just rebuy the bear. It's no problem. And the thing that's unfortunate is that when it clears an area, when it decolonizes an area, it eats a rhyme steel. So we're gonna have to start going farther afield really soon. Let's go recruit. Let's go there, actually. And there. There. Anyway, but yeah, let's see when the Dutch Renaissance happened. I don't know that date off the top of my head, because I am a historian who is bad at memorizing stuff. Okay, yeah, that still is in the 1500s. Yeah, so that is 30. The cultural things that we tend to call the Renaissance, for better or worse. Why am I still losing? Why am I still losing food? That's not good. I don't like that at all. Cool, and there's a forge there. Oh, because you guys are doing freaking nothing. That's why. No, not that one. Poof. Which means that you're just a drain on resources. Let's build a mine here. I can turn one of you into a person who will build the mine, and then we'll get more iron. Okay, but yeah, that's still, it takes a different amount of time to reach different places. So yeah, in some places we really aren't looking at it until the middle of the 16th century, while in others we are looking at it during the 15th century still. But actually, I don't need 2. I'll just assign you to that, and then you can start mining stuff. Okay. progress, or something. First things first, cannot build the Worm Slayer, don't have the iron to build this yet. Okay, that's not a big deal, we have a lot of stone though. What's a good choice for that? Guess we'll have no gold. That's awkward. Oh wait, I've got one of you already. Frustrating. Anyway, so yeah, the plenty of time for that to happen, but we're still looking like ongoing plague outbreaks through that whole period, and plague outbreaks, the main plague outbreak that everyone remembers, is a long time beforehand. Like, a really long time. Which means that, like, this take that the Black Death somehow leads to the Renaissance is really bad. A way that is really bad that I've not mentioned yet, though, that is absolutely worth mentioning, I'm making very clear, is that the idea that it is okay to talk about it in terms of that it's okay that 30 to 50% of Europe's population died for the sake of the Renaissance, which is for the sake of the severely overblown oomph of that the humanists glorified, is a really problematic thing to say. Because turns out people dying is bad, and the motivations that supposedly lead to these moments of rejuvenation are way more complicated than everyone died. We mentioned this in the Discord, but I think it's absolutely worth highlighting that it is related to kind of Malthusian ideas of how things work. And so the idea ultimately being that the logic kind of ultimately being that the lack of stress is caused by population cause all these good things, instead of, you know, focusing on the tragedy of a whole lot of people died in not pleasant ways. As it turns out, that's any take that focuses on that misses the point of what it means to do good history, frankly. Like, on that level of just missing, because it's never a good thing for lots of people to die, and takes that imagine that it is somehow good due to Malthus, well, they're all bad, they're all really bad. But a related thought to that is that, yeah, Malthus is still really popular despite having been proven severely wrong on basically every assumption for a long time now. But a related feeling, oh yeah, death is still absolutely influential. There's a shift in the material style of art for centuries after the Black Death. You can't necessarily attribute that straightforwardly to the Black Death forever, but it is without a doubt a related thought. And worth highlighting. Where things get problematic is just saying that that's a good thing. Because it's not. No, I wouldn't even say it's correlation versus causation, Velith. I think it's just that the take is just wrong. It's not really more complicated than that. It's making up evidence to ease modern anxieties. But I think one reason people like to do this is that I mentioned that the Middle Ages is a time period to look back on and denigrate to feel better about modern fears. This has been going on since the Renaissance. Petrarch is the one to coin the term, Dark Ages, and it sticks. What am I gonna do for more happiness? Upgrade this? Upgrade this. There we go. And then I guess I've got two more. I've got enough things I can go. Civilians. I don't have enough gold. I have no gold. But yeah, the Middle Ages are a time period that people look back on and denigrate, but is also kind of appealing, or really appealing, for lots of problematic reasons, be that misconceptions about it being some kind of, white supremacist idealized place, or ideas of chivalry being pretty cool actually, or wanting to promote problematic ideas about population and, what we should do. Ends up being really, really prominent, and that's definitely interesting, but it's also horrifying. I can upgrade that one, no problem, which is just more gold. Okay. So, plan here is to go colonize, 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 and we'll see. This one has more, so we'll send our guys there, and hopefully, it'll be okay. So, 3, 2, 1, colonize. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Colonize, colonize. Build a mine. Nay. And the other guy also comes out here, and Boracle comes out here. Okay. There we go. Brief bits of activity. We'll see who they get screwed over by first. It could be any of these guys. Oh, okay, territory is the main reason why people are unhappy. That makes sense, I guess. So this is gonna get built up, and then once that's built, we'll turn them both into this, and with Borghild plus the amount of oomph these guys have, should do a lot of good. Hopefully, the Hrimgander attacks the empty spot first, and not the one with our people in it. Nope, it attacked here first. Crap. Military strategy, I guess? We'll do as best as we can then. I'm actually gonna cancel that, because there's no point. We just need to make sure Borkill doesn't die. I'll sacrifice both of these guys, but that should get us up to, over halfway. Or not. Phew. Maybe we get one of these guys to live. Nope, neither of them live. But we got up to 14, so that was another 6 on it. I was hoping that he'd attack over here instead, but that just wasted some resources. Frustrating. Because yeah, I need him to back off. Because he's just gonna go to... Oh, he's gonna go here now. Thanks. Not a fan, as it turns out. Luckily, we do have more people now, so we can actually go again almost immediately, which is helpful. And, oh, that's empty, so that's not good. I have no gold. I'm almost up to the gold I need. I actually want to do villagers. It's the best call for this moment. And then this guy can come over. Hello, Necroclips. Welcome. We were talking about a really trash article that showed up in NBC, an NBC opinion piece on how the Black Death is good, actually. It's bad. Turns out that's not a take you should ever support. But we were talking... The idea I have here is that the Middle Ages are popular. Hello, guys, where are you going? This idea of the Middle Ages is really popular despite how obviously problematic it is. Because it's an object of both denigration and desire. So people dislike it, and they'll denigrate it and they'll go, this is bad. But then also go, well, but secretly it's not. And it's pretty obvious how that's problematic. It lets you kind of throw Malthusian or white supremacist or otherwise problematic fantasies onto the past, with it being a generic time period to absorb all of that, whether that's for denigration or secret admiration or something else. But yeah, the ultimate solution here is, instead of hiring 20th century modernists to talk about the Middle Ages, hire medievalists. For those of you who don't know, since I think there are some people who haven't been around for a lot of the streams, I have an MA in Viking and Medieval North Studies. And that is my claim to experience, to be able to talk about the Middle Ages broadly, but the Vikings in particular. And yeah, seriously not a fan of this idea of the Middle Ages as this extant period to throw things at. Yeah, we're going to be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla when it comes out, and it's going to be a time. What I'm really hopeful for, though, is that we'll get some time with some good games before that game comes out. Because coming up on the schedule, some of you may know Crusader Kings 3, the next Paradox Interactive game, comes out in a week and a half. And we're playing that the day after it comes out. Really? Okay, so we need to wait up for food to colonize all these spaces, because unfortunately we can't just colonize this one and call it a day. We need to colonize several. Also though, we should throw literally everyone we've got into mining in 2 different spots. Once we get that oomph. Let's see, what else can we upgrade though? You're done, so we can turn you back into that. I guess we can upgrade this, though I don't know where we would need to. I see no reason for us to need to. I don't actually have anything that I really need to upgrade. I'll just build another military camp for the sake of people being happy. But this time, yeah, we're gonna do the same strat of colonizing here and here, but we'll kind of improve it by throwing 4 people at the job instead of throwing just 1. But yeah, we're going to be playing that quite a bit in September here. And I will be bad at it, so you guys will absolutely need to help me. But that's okay, because we will, despite being bad, we will have a good time with it. And I will talk about hopefully some interesting things, and hopefully see some of the ways that they have tried to improve the game, and how it iterates from last time, from CK2, because CK2 has, you know, an extremely difficult learning curve, and also some really problematic choices on how the world is. So they're going to attack it, but it's not actually interested in fighting, so it just, like, fucks off and we can move on with our life. Okay, we've got enough stuff, so let's go. Colonize. And... colonize, colonize, move, 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 build, mine, build, mine, person, build mine, person, build mine, miner, go here. Yeah, there we go. Borg will go here. I need another villager to go out here. Okay, that's enough village. That's all the villagers we can actually put in. So that should give us the oomph to try and do this stuff. So yes, that's on the schedule coming up soon. We've got also some just fun, silly games, and hopefully more Viking games to see some of the ways in which they think about and talk about the Middle Ages as an existing thing. What? No, not you. Crap. Do thing. Do thing. Okay. Can you go there? No. Dang it. Person. Go here. That should help us pretty much with all of this. Let's go. Recruitment. Borkhild, how are you doing? Borkhild's okay. Okay, hopefully this gets us up to well over halfway, so we only have to, like, do this one more time. But we've upgraded our guys pretty much as far as they go, so we'll see. These guys will die, but that's okay. Hopefully you get me, like, one more. Nope. Unlucky. Actually, Borkhild can retreat over here to improve these guys. Exactly. Savages, like, that's one of the big complaints I've seen and that I do have with it, is just that you just kind of... there's a whole lot of just kind of doing stuff, and non-European religions get really badly treated. Okay, run, and everyone else also run. We'll try and keep these guys alive this time for a change. Cool. So we get up to 29 this time, which is a huge improvement. Which should mean we only have to do this once more if I pick the right places. How many are in here? 15 still, and 26 are there, and a full 45 there. Yeah. I wonder if I can do more to manipulate this AI, because if these guys could, if I could get it to attack this one instead, I'd have a lot more time to just do stuff. I don't know how to manipulate the AI in this game, so we're just gonna roll with what we can. So if I go here, here, and here. But yeah, like, non-Europe is portrayed really badly in CK2, so I'm not an expert on non-Europe, but I will be very curious to see how it is, how it ends up being portrayed in some of these in CK3. So we will absolutely have that to look forward to. I guess I should put a house in here so everyone can gather food at least. Okay, so there was that. We've got enough to already go again. But I don't know if I'll actually save the buildings. That's alright. Let's just do it. Because those repairs are definitely better. Oh, crap. Borkhild's gonna have to go take care of that. Because a couple of Draugr wandered in. The miner should go over here. That's a lot of Draugr. We might just abandon that place. I need one more villager. Hello, villager? Okay, being repaired, being repaired, being repaired. Faster, faster, faster. Come on, come on, come on. I hope they behave this time. Lost that area, that's fine. Crap, of course he went over here. Okay, nope. That's gotta be fine, I guess. Even though it's actually really bad for us. But we are at 35 of 40, so... or 35 of 50. This area is real. This actually killing him once we have the thing is actually really, really easy. It's just a matter of getting up to having the thing. Okay, but yeah, let's see. So there was a bunch of that. In the meantime, this runestone is kind of ridiculous. That's the only like mythological thing to talk about in this one, is that that's what I figured would happen. 43. I might have to end up doing this one more time, which is annoying. Luckily, I'll easily make it. It's just annoying. Oh crap, Borkel died. That's bad. That's super bad. Luckily, we finally have enough money, so we can get Kaija up now, and then once Borghild recharges, we have no iron to rehire her. That's not the best news I've ever seen. I have nowhere else to. Oh, I have to colonize this one to get iron. Okay, so we'll quickly turn all of these guys into warriors. Plus Kaija. 2, 3, 4 plus the bear. Can all go there. Wow, good job, Leander. Hopefully these guys will end up attacking the bear, because the bear can take it and the warriors cannot. Who's actually getting attacked? Oh, none of them. Nice. Nice. Unfortunately, in order to rehire Borghild, we need iron. Which, in order to get iron, we have to colonize this spot right here. So, we're kind of really relying on some oomph among the healers. Who are the healers actually healing? The healers are healing all the other guys. Oh. Really? Yep, healing all the other guys. Okay, we'll upgrade that then. I guess. You know, there's not a lot of good mythology to talk about here, because this whole idea is pretty, you know, all made up. Because, like, notice, the Worm Slayer is not anything. It's just using a generic word for worm. The idea, I think, of the Hrimgandir is that it is kind of, the reason it's a serpent is because of Jörmungandr. So instead of Jörmung's, literally like staff, Gandr probably derives from a word meaning like sorcerer's wand. But also wand, but then also from their monster. You lose that fight, you. The bear wins the fight. Hey yo. Good bear. Sadly, actually, you know, We're getting more sheep, so we can slaughter a couple of them to speed the process up. Voila! That should give us the iron we need to get Borghild back. And we can turn... Actually, we can probably keep most of these guys up. We'll do that. Because once they get healed, theoretically, they'll actually be in a good position to do stuff. And we need to wait for some money anyway. Need to wait for a lot of money, and need to wait for a lot of food. Oh, we can slaughter these 2 sheep though. They should not matter too much, which almost gives us enough food to go again. Going again is kind of the most important thing here. And Borghild is still waiting on money. Lovely. I have no way to get more money, so that's a little bit frustrating. Our crowns. And how's our resource piles doing? That's empty. Oh. When did that empty itself? That's not great. That's alright. As long as it doesn't eat this one. Well, we'll have enough money that won't matter anyway. If we can go colonize, 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 then we'll absolutely get enough regardless. And we've got plenty of people there. Got enough food, almost. Let's see, 70, 140, 210, 280. Yep, now I have enough food. And that'll be the last time. The smith can then, I can just throw a guy to become a smith. Call it a day. Yep, he eats the last one of these, so a little bit annoying in that I need to go it's quite an annoying way of having to do this, but we can almost get Borghild again, so that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. One thing I'll be super curious about with CK3, by the way, guys, is what they do now that there isn't in the base game, as opposed to all the silliness that is CK2 DLC. Because there's a lot of silliness in the DLC. Things like Sunset Invasion being, you know, completely bonkers and making no sense in any frame ever. And crap, need to build another mine. I don't have enough gold for that? Fine. There, go. Go. How's my micro game is not doing so good. Everyone goes there except the bear, who goes over here. Okay, they're building that up as quick as we can, which should finish our cause off quite rapidly. And with 4 territories, hopefully, you know, goes for one of the empty ones before one of the occupied ones. I doubt it, because why would they ever do that? It would be helpful of them. Yep, went over there. Luckily, is enough already to get us up to what we need to in order to finish this to get on to more interesting things. Because these maps, you know, start getting to the point where they're just long. The next one is not long because it's the Fimbulvetr, which has a really restricted time period. Cool. I have enough to actually start doing the thing. Let's get the bear out of here. Let's actually get our miners out of here too, because no one needs to be around anymore. Everyone go there. And our 2 miners can go over here. And one of the miners can become a smith. And we can forge the... Actually, a couple of our miners can become smiths. Really? I can only afford 2? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the bonker stuff that makes no sense can be fun. Like, I don't mean to say this is it's a terrible thing, but they put a lot less care into the bonker stuff that makes no sense than they do into some of the stuff that is more quote-unquote historical, and it just really affects their model. The nonsense stuff really shows the limitations of how they are modeling the history, so it'll just be interesting to see what they do differently, and how that actually works. Let's see. Oh good, our progress on this is really going quite well. 60% to being able to actually attack the thing, and then we'll absolutely mark it when it comes down to it. This fight does not take very long because Borkill does 7 trillion damage. I mean, I didn't say that, Velith. You just won't see it in Crusader Kings. We have immortal demon horses in Persona 4 to talk about. Yay! The sword is complete. And it's a very ridiculous sword. Oh, 'twas about time. Now I get to live up to my family's tradition of slaying Hrimgandar. Oh boy! This ought to make us famous. I cannot lie, I am indeed a tad excited, but mostly terrified. Exciting indeed, I can't wait to be chewed alive. Sparn? Yar. Okay, let's look at Borkild's stats now. 88 plus 44. She does a freaking monstrous amount of damage. Oh wait. So we'll colonize this spot to trigger another attack, and then we're just gonna run at it. I have not tried that, Salvajude. Could you? Are you in the Discord? Because if you are, we can just throw me a link to that, and I'll check it out. And if you're not, while we're waiting on the thing to actually do it, I'll give you a link to become part of it, to get in there. There you go. Waiting. Everyone's bored. Yeah, because we will do that on stream, and then we can just kind of talk about that and see what stuff there is to see on it. Yeah, this is going to be a absolute slaughter because Borkild murks this thing. It has like 500 health, and she does like 130 damage. Which means even with its defense, it takes her like 6 swings in order to absolutely trash it. Oh, there it is. Let's go. Okay, 88 plus 88, yeah. Swings for 160 against this thing's 25 defense. So, it's not close. You can see its health bar is freaking evaporating. Ta-da! We killed the thing. I feel relieved. So the bigger the beast's dead, I think I'll need a bigger fireplace though. It is a big one. It is big. It is a very big serpent. And apparently it's causing some of the cold, so that's probably not good. Because yeah, this is a problem. If spring is coming, that means the end of Fimbulwinter is coming. And, well, something this game does, I guess with that runestone, well, it looks ridiculous.
Of Asgard, whoever Vedrung was, His actions seem to be foretold by the old scriptures etched in the stone. Svarn translated, "He will want to set the men free from the yoke of the All-Father, for he does not want them to share in his feast, and to this end he will destroy Bifrost." As the wail of Jallarhorn echoes through the skies, the sons of Muspel will march on Asgard. Thus the gods shall meet their fate, and the age of men shall begin, Svarn concluded thoughtfully. There was no map to Bifrost on the runestone, but one stanza read that it was beyond Bergelmir's throat. This was a kenning, a metaphor for the icy cliffs far to the north.
Yo. Bergelmir is the name of one of the very early Jötnar in Villisbow, who just gets absolutely marked. I just posted in the GameRex thing, Sabajude, and that'll be good enough. Okay, so now we reach Bergelmir's throat, which is less a kenning than just a place. Well, definitely it has relationships to a kenning. It's not. I'm not super persuaded that was the best example of a kenning they could have given. But anyway, that runestone, as I try and figure out who I want to play as. Maybe I want to play as... Maybe I want to play as Svart for that upgraded towers on the Yours Blessing. I think that makes good sense. But anyway, that runestone... I don't like how they do runestones in this game, because runestones are pretty much just talking. They're just people writing things. Often... Historically, runestones are very often, well, more dialogue here.
We were greeted by an eternal winter. Borgil called it Fimbulvinter, and that alone was one of our mightiest foes yet. But as the Norns would have it, something much deadlier than cold and starvation was lurking in the freezing mist.
So, the runestones and lore stones and lore circles in this game always kind of have secret knowledge that people get to... that the specialized people need to decipher. This is just not historically what runestones were. They're often quite small, certainly not the ginormous ones we see in like the runestone of Asgard there. They're often quite small. Like the big ones are the size of a person, significantly wider, but as tall as a person. And they'll have very short inscriptions. So one of the big long ones that like Royal Yelling basically just says that I Haraldur Blóton raised this stone in honor of Gorm and in honor of his mother, and he is the one who unified Denmark, brought the Christian religion in, etc., etc. We have a lot of runic inscriptions, but they're all really quite short. So-and-so raised this for somebody who did X. Is a pretty standard formula. Even when the runestones depict mythological scenes, the runes around either around the edge or sometimes inside the body in lines will actually be a problem. Anyway, so like there's one that has a depiction of Jörmungandr, but the text is a pretty standard runic affair. but it's got Jörmungandr encircling the frame. Or there's a couple different ones that have Sigurður Fáfnismanni killing the dragon Fafnir on a normal, with a very mundane inscription. And so there's this juxtaposition of the visual style being highly mythological, and the other thing being the text being highly mundane. And so the idea of a runestone that has this big long prophecy is completely not real. That doesn't mean prophecies aren't real, but the we'll get to that because we have Fimbulvetr. Oh no, that was bad. Back. Nope. I just need to get... There it is. I'm gonna actually end up reading the Old Norse here in this section, because reading Old Norse is just incredibly good. Luckily they are frozen solid, but the Fimbulvetr is supposedly the mythological kind of end of the world. This one takes a very naturalistic approach. Well, obviously there are Jötnar and Draugar and fallen Valkyries. So be it, and who's going to take the other ones? Egil on that side, and Halvard on that one. Okay. So in this one, each spring we end up having to deal with a wave of incoming people. And they're all weaker than normal, but they're all really scary. Because you can see, like, 33 health is not a lot, neither are these oaths, but there's a lot of them, as it turns out. And Fallen Valkyries, even at half strength, are still terrifying. Still absolutely terrifying. So, not necessarily looking forward to what we're going to have to deal with for that, but that's okay. We're going to try to expand as quick as we can. Hey, Rowdy Randy Ranger. This game is Northgard. It is an RTS very heavily inspired by Norse mythology. So we started going to this mythical continent that was recently discovered, Northgard, i.e. not Iceland, to avenge our father's death. And we are now trying to deal with the Fimbulvetr that heralds the end of the world. I have no splash damage. Yeah, AoE damage is not a thing for player characters in this game. Unluckily. If it was, we'd be so much better off. But no. And let's see, we don't need a Mender's Hut yet. We're still short. Oh, that was spooky. Okay, this is a forest. I like that. How many wolves are in here? 2. We can beat 2. So yeah, the Fimbulvetr is part of the end of the world. It's been a while since we talked actual Norse mythology, so I want to give kind of the usual disclaimer here, such as it is. What we know about Norse mythology is not something that really has a lot of relation, potentially, to the Viking Age. We don't have the information to say, but all of our sources for Norse mythology are either extremely difficult to interpret, or extremely late, and so don't actually seem to be likely to represent this really good attestation of what people believed in the Viking Age. At best, what we can say is we have something that's a representation of what a small group of people in Norway at the end of the 10th century believed, possibly as an attempt to codify the religion in response to Christianity. but it's completely non-codified. Pre-Christian Norse religion is completely non-codified. It is, no, actually, don't do that. Don't do that. No. We'll build another one up here instead. How many wolves are in here? 3. I can't beat 3. And that's a bear, so that's also not going to work. Okay, we're going to have to do that for a bit, at least. Shame. And there's fish and 2 wolves there. I think we can beat 2 wolves still. Because if we can get fish, just the more things we can do is important. But yeah, this thing only lasts 3 years, so this is actually a pretty short map. We have a set time frame. And basically we're just going to build up territory as fast as we can, and then as soon as we have that territory, we're going to put defense towers in it. In the first chapter, we probably don't have a whole lot to worry about, but after that we will rapidly get into problems if we're not careful. Let's see, let's actually go another woodcutter's lodge up here. Take one of our 2 villagers for a bit, go up there. And then we'll actually throw both of these 2 into this one, because there's just 10% extra. Cool! And Egil has already feasted for us, because he gets food very quickly. Luckily, the AI in this game cheats, and equally luckily, that means that it cheats in our favor right now. Let's do simple living first. Go back here, while you guys go up there. You guys go up there, because that just saves us a lot of time on just building other stuff. We'll put a mender's hut here, which should help us out a lot. And we will be close. When we get 40, we can put something in there. Savagery, my specialization is in the Vikings. That's kind of where my degree is, that's what I do. Specifically, the things I like doing is looking at later literature and how both the mythological texts and some of the things like... Oh, I haven't colonized this spot yet. I should do that. So our saga texts from the 13th and 14th centuries, and then also looking at modern reception. So what I'm trying to get my PhD in is my PhD project anyway. What I'm trying to do is look at video game adaptations of the Vikings and how the narrative register of the game actually impacts it. So yeah, this stream is the thing I am trying to specialize in professionally as well, essentially. Which I am very grateful for. I'm very grateful that this is a thing that you guys can help me keep doing, and that I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can do the thing I'm really passionate about for an audience here on the internet. It's hardly my only place, but I am a medievalist through and through, and it is kind of my bread and butter is talking about that. Yeah, if we know very little about Norse religion, we know even less about Vendel religion. Though actually I guess I should distinguish between Vandals and Vendels. They're actually different. Vandals they're both Germanic tribes that move in the 4th and 5th centuries, but the difference is that the Vandals moved into North Africa and Spain, or mostly North Africa actually, in the 4th and 5th centuries, and then were replaced by the Umayyads in the Islamic expansion, while the Vendels are the pre-Viking Norse people in mostly Sweden. And there is a lot, certainly archaeological evidence says that there is a lot of through lines between the Vendel period and the Viking Age. Not total overlap, because a weird thing happens where, like, we lose all runestone production in Sweden in the 600s, and the iconography is significantly different when it reappears in the 800s, or no, 700s. So, in the 500s we have runestones, in the 600s we don't, in the 700s we have different looking runestones. So certainly something weird happens, but what that actually is we don't super know. Anyway, yeah. But in terms of written texts about it, we are reliant on Tacitus from the 1st century, Adam of Bremen from the 11th century, but German, and then Saxo Grammaticus in the 12th century, Danish Christian, as kind of our main sources for. And then, of course, Snorri Sturluson, writing in the 13th century. Saujut, the Amazigh people are not related to the Vandals, but they interacted. It's most likely that Amazigh are people that either moved in Roman times or even earlier are actually indigenous peoples to Morocco. And so the Vandals would have intruded on them. Certainly, the Amazigh language is pretty much unrelated to anything in Europe and the surrounding areas. But yes. They are super cool. I know way less than I would like about the Amazigh. Oh, I'm gonna actually not do well on that fight. But that's okay. Our production is actually doing quite well right now, thanks to these guys. But we should be able to, at this point, build right here a, Yep, we totally lose that fight. That's awkward. Luckily, we can heal, instead of trying to go with that. But yeah, and then our main sources for Norse religion or Norse mythology are written by our two Eddas. And so, like, we have some hints of Norse religion in texts like Haukonarmal, which is a what's a good choice here? Let's go for that. Defensive strategy is going to be really important. Let's also get a military camp, because one of those is kind of really important. Oh. Crap, I completely lost my train of thought. Right, our sources for Norse mythology. While we have some early sources, things like Ragnarok, which is attributed to the 9th century, and maybe the poet for that may be who we get the name of the god Bragi from, because that poet's name is also Bragi. Oh, we're losing food again. That's awkward. Oh, the first year has flown by. We have 3 more years before the end of Fimbulwinter. The air is already warming. So, since the air is already warming, unfortunately, what that means... Oh, first year no one comes at us. Nice. We have an entire year off. And Ale feasted again, which is awesome. And... so... despite those, skaldic poems are really hard to interpret, and runestones are often really hard to interpret. But those are our things that we can kind of, with any degree of confidence whatsoever, say are from this period. So that's annoying. Instead, we've got to deal with problems, namely, like, the total lack of frameworks to interpret those sources. So instead, we're stuck using the 2 Eddas. the Eddas are both created in the 13th century. While the Poetic Edda is a compilation of earlier poems that potentially date as to at the earliest the 10th century. On linguistic evidence, the main one, Volusbau, which is at least the first one, can be said to be probably from the late 900s, the reign of Haakon Jarl. In Norway. But it's compiled into the Codex Regius in the 13th century, and some of our big famous poems, like Thrimskvida, or the time that Thor got married, come to us potentially from like the way later. So I've seen arguments to date it to as late as the that we should date Thrimskvida to the 12th century, so the 1100s, after all Scandinavia is Christianized. I don't think that argument is necessarily persuasive, but it definitely is worth thinking about just how much oomph is present in this, and what that actually means year after year. So, our most complete source, though, is the Prose Edda, which was written probably by Snorri Sturluson in the 1220s, after he went to Norway for the first time, and was honored by Haakon IV Haakonarsson. He apparently was of the opinion that all the Norwegian poets really sucked compared to his father and his foster father, both of whom were actually quite interested in pre-Christian stories, apparently. And so he wrote a handbook for poets, or for aspiring poets, on how to explain all of the weird mythological kennings. That handbook is the Prose Edda. That's how bad our sourcing is. The thing is not written by someone who believed in the stuff. In fact, he quite explicitly says he does not, and you should not either. But is instead the product of someone writing a poetry textbook. That's what he's doing. He's just writing a poetry textbook. Let's actually go for colonization here. Oh crap, that's a lot of wolves. That's okay. Egil probably doesn't actually want me to take these guys out, so I'll actually back off. Ivar is super interesting. I talked about Ivar in one of the previous things. I don't remember when I talked about him, but I did earlier in an early stream. But we definitely should talk about him again because he is super cool. Ivar is a pseudo-historical figure. In that we have someone named Yngvar who exists in the source material from England around the time of the Great Heathen Army. He's said to be one of the army's leaders. But he's also legendarily a son of... Okay, he just colonized that for me. Neat. And you're gonna colonize that, so let's take on the bear. He's said to be one of the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok, who is almost certainly not a historical figure as much as we would like him to be, who was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. He supposedly Ivar's mother, Auslag, is the daughter of Sigurd Faufnismani and Brunhildur the Valkyrie, which is kinda nuts, as it turns out, and it causes a lot of weird magic things to happen. And so according to that, his name, Boneless, Banelacy, is because... Oh, cool, I can build a thing there. That's good, that's more food. More food is important. And we can colonize this already. I want to get us as far forward as we can, as quick as we can, because the more space we colonize is actually going to be really important. It's good. And let's build another defense tower up here. After you finish this, nah. Want a different one. Thank you. Go up here. There we go. But yeah. The reason he said to be boneless is that Alslag said, after you marry me, we need to wait 3 days before we have sex, otherwise your kid's gonna be cursed. Ragnar was like, nah, don't care. And so Ivar was born with no bones. Just straight up, no bones. Turns out that's not optimal, but it gives him all sorts of weird, all sorts of incredibly weird powers. Namely, the most probably significant one occurs when he attacks the King of Sweden after Ragnar's sons by his first marriage are killed by this king, Eyvindur, I believe. And I know, right? And this king had a demon cow named Sybil, as in the Roman Ceres. And she would bellow so loud that everyone would freak out and kind of run away in fear, and it would be bad. So Ivar's solution here is to go, you know, when we attack Sybil, she's going to bellow, and so he takes a bow made from an entire tree and takes a spear as an arrow, shoots it into the cow doesn't die. Then he goes, throw me, and so the people carrying him throw him, and he flies through the air as if by magic, until he gets to directly above it, then is like Kirby's down B in Smash Brothers, turns into a rock and just crushes the thing. Absolutely nonsense. And people say the sagas are realistic. It's absolutely hilarious. And I mean, that falls in the pseudo-mythological text, because Sigurður is clearly mythological. He shows up all over the freaking place in Scandinavia. But he's kind of passing down in the interim space between being history and being mythology. So pseudo-historical is one of the things we sometimes term that. But yeah, I mean, several sources do claim that he existed. There's at least someone named Ingvar Beinleysir running around in England in the 860s who claims to be one of the Ragnar sons and has several brothers. But what we can actually say about him as a historical figure is... yeah. It's... I mean, it's a really good story, and one thing we should... The text where this comes from, Ragnar Saga Lothbrokar, comes to us from the early 14th century, and at that point something we really shouldn't discount is just the value of a good story. Even though these are based in oral traditions that were at least kind of real, we really don't want to neglect just how valuable it is to have a good story. And this is true of the mythology as well as the more historical quote-unquote sagas, though that is a very low bar. Oh, there's actually no... Oh, there's a bear in there. There is a... Okay, we should attack... Oh wait, no one's gonna close us off from that. Our allies might screw us over in a moment. Our allies, if they both colonize... The colonies here and here actually screw us over, which is bad. But... luckily not too much of a risk. But yeah, because... it's just... a really entertaining story in its own right, and that is valuable. That is just really valuable. As they lose their, okay, thank you. Only 2 years left before the thaw, now is no time to rest. Thank you, and some guys defrosted and are running at us. Not great. I don't know. Bartering? Bartering. And yours blessing. When we get up, we will have significantly more oomph, but we have a bunch of really, really weak Draugr coming at us. And so, our defense tower makes very short work of them. The Fallen Valkyrie attacking us is a little bit scarier, but even then we are okay. Because we can have Svarn back off for a moment. We have a military camp, so we can actually grab one of these guys, find the military camp, turn, rally. And they're going to attack the this, which is fine. It will light on fire, but it still does its job. And, you know, it will kill these guys no problem. Cool. Mission accomplished. We live. We made it through the first year. We just gotta repair this thing and do the thing. But yeah, like, these stories, certainly by the 13th century, and I think even more by the 16th, or I think potentially earlier, certainly later, you still see a whole lot of value in these stories as entertainment. Even though they are no longer sacred by any means, there's nothing sacral about them, they're still entertaining, they're still fun, and that still ends up mattering. That still ends up mattering a lot. So, yeah. Fallen Valkyries are not a thing. Kind of. Certainly, Fallen Valkyries of this flavor are not a thing. Whether that means that there's nothing or not is a different question, but... What do you mean can't trade with other clans? That's nonsense. I always forget that we can't actually trade, which is a problem. Anyway, you should go here. I guess build a food silo. Anyway, let's go take on a bear. We're gonna have very little iron, so I actually need to not upgrade things, so that... Well, we have, like, an iron deposit here. That's fairly big. I need to be careful, because in case this Svarn dies, I need the money to re-get him. But yeah. When, if we say, like, a Fallen Valkyrie of some flavor, what we can actually sort of mean by that is something very, very different. In that, Valkyries were not... had to... as far as they can realistically talk about, Valkyries in the sagas are required to actually obey who Odin wants to win battles and such, and not flip the tide for whichever guy they fall in love with, whichever hero that ends up being a factor for. So, dealing with that, what does handiwork? Handiwork's probably the next one we want, and then osmosis. That should help. And so when they fall, which technically, I guess, by that logic, Brynhildur did, what actually happens is that they are no longer allowed to be a Valkyrie and are suddenly required to fit standard Norse female gender roles, which are not a great look for them, as it turns out. Most people, they kind of chafe under that for understandable reasons, because it is quite restrictive. And yeah, that is the punishment that they receive. Sometimes it's a bit more extreme with things like, you know, why are you guys unhappy? I have no way to make you guys happier. I can't upgrade that building yet. But yeah, that's, I guess, what the closest to what we can get for falling, but them turning into like zombie Valkyries is no, not a thing. Solidly not a real thing. Handiwork. But yeah, I think I've talked enough now about kind of the disclaimers of what on earth we have to deal with when we're talking about Norse mythology. In short, I'd never said this well, all of our sources are either really obscure or are really late, and so talking about pre-Christian Norse religion as a thing is kind of difficult. And yeah, Tahednus, this is Norse RTS on this really fun grid system that we quote-unquote colonize. I talked about on the last stream about how that's a slightly weird problematic framing, but or at least isn't not straightforwardly a not straightforward framing, even though it might sometimes seem like it should be, because, you know, it's... You would think it would make sense, but it's actually quite a lot more complicated to talk for what colonization means. In some ways it's useful, in some ways it's really not. Anyway. So, with all of our sources being either really late or otherwise really problematic, talking about which one do I want to upgrade? I want to upgrade this one, I think. Actually, that was probably a mistake. I should have upgraded this one, but yeah. But yeah, with all this, we can still talk about Fimbulvetr, because I never actually got there. We just have to acknowledge that this is all problematic, and the relationship to, poems like Völuspá, or like the prose, or texts like the Prose Edda, are not straightforwardly representations of what people in the past believed. It is a definitive edition imagining of what they might have believed, of what people later thought their ancestors might have believed. Anyway. In Völuspá, the texts kind of Actually is by some counts you could say it's like half of the poem is half of the poem is about Ragnarok. But we'll probably start we'll start with stanza 42 of a yeah, it's not even that it's hearsay, it's that it's generations of passed down traditions, kind of going, well, this is a maybe of what could have been, kind of. So it's just messy. I think that's the best way of phrasing it. It's just messy. Anyway. We'll start with stanza 42. I'll read it out in English while this winter's passing, and then I'll read it out in the Old Norse too. On a hill there sat, and this translation is by Henry Adam Bellows, which means it's very poetic and not at all reliable, but for the purposes of this, of just getting a sense of it, I think it's fine. On a hill there sat, and smote on his harp, Egther the Joyous, the giant's warder. Above him the rooster and the birdward crowed, fair and red did Fjalar stand. Yeah, this is from the Eddic poem Völuspá, which is the first text of the Codex Regius of the Poetic Edda. Then to the gods crowed Götlingambi. He wakes the heroes in Odin's hall, and beneath the earth does another crow, the rust-red bird at the bars of hell. Now, Garm howls loud before Gnipa Hetlir. The feathers will burst and the wolf run free. Much do I know and more can I see of the fate of the gods, the mighty in the fight. Brothers shall fight and fell each other, and sisters' sons shall kinship stain. Hard is it on earth with mighty whoredom. Axe time, sword time, shields are sundered. Wind time, wolf time, ere the world falls. Nor ever shall men each other spare. Fast move the sons of Mimir, and fate is heard in the note of the Gjallar horn. Loud blows Heimdall, the horn is aloft. In fear quake all who on hell roads are. Yggdrasil shakes, and shiver on high the ancient limbs, and the giant is loose. To the head of Mimir does Odin give heed, but the kinsmen of Surt shall slay him soon. How fare the gods? How fare the elves? All Jotunheim groans, the guns are a council. Loud roar the dwarves by the doors of stone, the master of the rocks. Would you know yet more? Now Garm howls loud before Gnipa Hetlir. The fetters will burst and the wolf run free. Much do I know, and more can see of the fate of the gods, the mighty in the fight. I suppose I should probably help my people. Osmosis. Even though I have a very small military. I need to build this up in this next year. It'll be okay as soon as I do that. But yeah, a lot of Dreg are coming. Anyway, from the east comes Hrym with the shield held high. In giant wrath does the serpent writhe. O'er the waves he twists, and the tawny eagle gnaws corpses screaming. Nalfar is loose. Oh, that's not good. Everyone died. Huh. Suppose I should build another thing up here. They'll lose a territory, but, we will... Okay, we got one guy there, which is not great. Oh, hey, that's my scout. I should make that not a scout, because scouts are useless these days. Anyway, stanza 51. O'er the sea from the east, there sails a ship with the people of Muspel. At the helm stands Loki. After the wolf do wild men follow, and with them the brother of Bileistur goes. Surt fares from the south with the scourge of branches. The sun of the battle gods shone from his sword. The crags are sundered. The giant women sink, the dead throng hellway, and heaven is cloven. What, you're still being built? Now comes clean, yet another hunt. Okay, these two can go in here. And the third guy can go try and repair this. Okay, there's one guy left there, so I guess we should run in and actually help them out. Really? Okay, you're gonna be fine. Is someone coming to repair that? Yes. Okay. Stanza 52. Now comes clean yet another hurt when Odin fares to fight with the wolf, and Beli's fair slayer, Freyr, seeks out Surt, for there must fall the joy of Frigg. Then comes the Sigfather, the Victory Father's mighty son, Vidar, to fight with the foaming wolf. In the giant son does he thrust his sword full to the heart, his father is avenged. Hither there comes the son of Hlodin, the bright snake gapes to heaven above. Against the serpent goes Odin's son. In anger smites the warder of earth, forth from their homes must all men flee. 9 paces fares the son of Fjörkin, and slain by the serpent, fearless he sinks. The sun turns black, earth sinks in the sea. The hot stars down from heaven are whirled. Fierce grows the steam and the life-feeding flame till fire leaps high about heaven itself. And that ends the description of Ragnarok. So, I think I may have skipped oh crap. I haven't actually built any houses yet. I should do that, I guess. Since we are growing. Thank you! He's trading food. That means I get more food. Also, at one of these, can I rebuy him yet? I don't have the gold for that. Okay, fine. I must have skipped. I wonder if I skipped the mention of Fimbulvetter. Let me back up. Nay. 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 Okay, nope. And the first stanza 35 there? Nope. Okay. So yeah, notice the detailed description of Fimbulvetter is actually just not in Völuspá. There is, I think, other descriptions somewhere else, but yeah. There's none there. What? Did you already recolonize that? Can I request this area? Nice, I can just grab it. I can't colonize that because there's 2 Draugr in it. Suppose that makes sense. Can you guys actually... Okay, so we can't actually attack them. But there's 2 Draugr in there, which is a little bit problematic and difficult. Anyway, this year, since we are in year 4, next year is when everything else there is comes at us. Which is a problem. So instead of, you know, wasting time reading things, I'm going to quick do a burst of activity to build stuff. And make sure that we get the defenses we badly need here to do anything. This is done. So we probably don't want to worry about upgrading that. We can do that though. That's just more food. And grab another villager from somewhere to go build up. Where are we? Up here. Because we need as much stone as we can this time. And then we're just gonna try and basically put a defense tower in every spot so we can attrition them down. Well, the bigger description of Fimbulvetter comes from the... I wonder if Grimnismal has it. It might be in Grimnismal, which is another fairly reliable one. Either that or Vafthrudnismal. Those are the kind of 3 main sources that we regularly get. So it's entirely possible that they're there. Annoyingly, I have very little gold. And I still don't have, I also still don't have my top tier thing, which will just improve my stats. So let's actually send one of these guys out here. And switch the raid to be... Okay, the raids are grabbing fame. Good. If the raids are grabbing fame, then we are okay. We can upgrade this. You built the mine, so you can do that. Have I considered introducing a paper-based economy? It's a good idea. We may try that at some point. I mean, I don't know about seagulls, but I can definitely do ravens. We had some of those lying around. Yeah. So, anyway, Fimbulvetter is still believed to be at least a kind of legit thing. It is a winter that lasts for 3 years with no summers in between. Though there is some ambiguity in the language of the text as to what precisely that means. Anyway, let's grab, I guess, Freya's blessing. I don't remember what the greater blessings do, which is a mistake. I should absolutely know that. We'll build another camp here for the axe throwers, I guess. Okay. Hey, we weren't gonna hurt the ravens, just trade them. Though they seem to have all run away, so maybe they read my mind. So, this, of course, the idea of 3 years of winter, then completely screwing us over, has been interpreted by a few different groups of people, but Neil Price is one of them, to be actually kind of based in volcanic activity. This is something my MA research focused on, though not with that in particular. Oh crap, I actually need to do everything I can to earn gold. How do I earn gold right now, with no ability to trade? No ability to trade, so what gives me gold? It's just more merchants and more raiding, isn't it? I've got 2 merchants already there, so can't develop this area, but we can build another marketplace up here too. Because what I just want to get is get as much gold as I can, because I need to get Svarn up, and we are almost out of time for this, so I need to get Svarn up as quick as I can. And I need to try and defend ourselves as best, and then throw everything we can into buying more people. So yeah, unfortunately, Tiredus, the problem is that winter is not coming. That's kind of the problem. We've only got like a month left until a lot of bad news comes at us. So, our defense towers will help us out for a while, and obviously our allies will help us out for a while, but we're gonna be in trouble pretty soon if we're not careful. So I just need to throw as much as I can into earning money. And I can't upgrade that building yet. Crap. So, problem, yeah, I've got 2 gold right now, because I just upgraded a building when I shouldn't have. Which means I just have no ways to get, money. Which is not great. Even at getting 11 a turn, I'm gonna need to basically get lucky to be actually ready for this event. But yeah, the volcano. That's what I was talking about. The idea here is that in the Greenlandic ice sheets we have records of 2 pretty bad eruptions in close proximity, one in 536 and one in 5... Yep, we are out of time. A lot of dead people coming at us at once. We've got a lot of defense towers which will help us a lot, but we are kind of just going to have to keep backing up and ceding ground to these things as they go, and either we kill them all or they kill us all. Hopefully, you know, some of them go after Ale and co. Hello? Cool. So they're going in this way. They're going that way. We're actually going to have these guys fall back one more round, because I don't even care. And then we'll turn 86. I think our best bet is to just turn people into warriors and not worry about Svarn. Ha! I wish. You guys are all anachronistic. Oh great, freaking none of them attacked Ale and his squad, and everyone attacked me. This is gonna turn out bad, as it turns out. I think we win this, but not by a lot. Cause... yeah, this stack, 31 Droiger. Versus like 4 of my guys. So this is gonna be rough. Even if some of them go here, Yep. Damn it, we may as well just get everyone killed, because that's kind of the extent of the goal and the point. These defense towers do not last long in the face of all of this nonsense. Well, we've got a decent amount of gold again, so we can turn 3 more people into these. And they should all make it before this gets too bad for us. And are we just going to attrition a few more of these guys, and then we are almost out of defense towers though? Which is the problem. But luckily we've just got more people in this area, so that should help. Yeah, this doesn't looking good. But if Ale is done, yeah, Ale's squad is totally done. Looks like Halvard is totally done, so we are just relying on our guys to come out and help us out. The AI needs to cheat in our favor for a change. Because, yeah, we are not in a good condition. Or, you know, just some of these guys going after just some of these guys going after... Yay, there's our friends. Thank you, Ale. Oh, okay. Or you can not help me at all. That's cool too, I guess. Explosives out of fish. A good strategy. We may try it next time. We need to build a defense tower in everywhere we can. I don't have the gold for that. I had no way to get gold this entire time. And that's frustrating as hell. Because I'm just going to lose, I think. Unless if Ale is incredibly helpful. Luckily the entire squad comes out this way, and Halvard's back. Yeah, that's rough. Ale, what are you doing, my guy? I can't even just ping them for aid. Like, I have nothing I can do here except sit there and watch me lose. Just gonna move everyone in. Because that's, you know, the only thing that's... Yep, I lose. Cool. That's fun, I guess. Luckily, it doesn't actually matter because I've beaten this campaign before, so we're just going to move on as if I won. The joys of planning ahead. So this, turns out, is what happens when your AI is completely incompetent. Hello? Guys? Defeat. Neat. Okay. Luckily, you know, we can just watch this. Replay story. Act 3?
As we neared Bergelmir's
Okay, nope, that's the beginning one again.
greeted.
Dang. Anyway, really all important that happens out of there is, turns out we're bad. And having opened that up, we finally have access to Phaedrung and doing things. Now, I'm actually need to pause for just a moment here before I come back and finish talking about Fimbulvetr, and then move on. Because some of you may know, my things are not in great condition. My hardware is not the best, and so I need to use ice packs. And my ice packs have turned warm, so before it starts lagging, I'm going to replace those. Which means I'm going to run a very short ad break, 1 minute, and then when we come back, we will be back with more of this. Okay, well, we are back, we live. So, that didn't go well, but anyway, to finish up talking about Fimbulvetr before we get too excited here, and I get distracted by a quadrillion other things, the idea of it is that when a volcano goes off and it's a very big eruption around the equator, that shoots a lot of sulfates into the atmosphere, and that can disrupt weather patterns all over the world. So, the argument is that in the 6th century, due to these two eruptions, you see really severe effects in Scandinavia. And this is around the time that we start losing the ice packs, or not ice packs, start losing the rune stones that depict like Bronze Age sun symbology. And by the time it comes back, we lose that Bronze Age sun symbology entirely. So, the argument is that, you know, maybe this is, the Fimbulvetr is inspired by this event, and it's a cultural memory of a really traumatic series of crop failures caused by global environmental catastrophe. This is an argument that Neil Price has made, as well as Clive Oppenheimer in a couple of articles. If people are curious, ask me in the Discord, which once again, link is coming in. Right there. There's a link to the Discord there, and that I will remind me after the stream, and I'll drop a link to one of those articles in there. Anyway, finally, we can go to Bifrost. The legendary bridge leading to Asgard sits in this region. We are on the brink of Ragnarok, and we must stop him at all costs. Aww. Seal 1 gate of moose battle each year, annihilate all the poor kobolds. Well, that's mean. So, chat, who do we want to play as? I'll let you guys pick who we win the game as this time. We can play as Ale, the Clan of the Wolf, which means we lean really far into military, and killing wolves and brown bears gives us food. We can play as Halvard, who is a sheep farmer, and is very good at that. We can play as Borkild, who we saw earlier, has the pet bear. We can play as Brand, who gets a bunch of bonuses starting gear, and is really good at collecting fame through skulls and through other noteworthy events. We can play as Liv, who is really good at collecting money and at just trading with people and then sending mercenaries to do all the dirty work for us. Or we can play as Svard, who we played as here, who's really good at lore. So who do you want to see on the ending of this? Pepper? Reasonable. Everyone likes bears? Everyone likes bears. Let's do it.
At last, we were reaching our goal. The land where Bifrost had been concealed for eons was peaceful, heavenly even. But as we marched forward, a great indescribable sound shook earth and sky alike. It still echoes through my mind. This was, of course, Gjallarhorn's wail and the beginning of Ragnarok. Vedrung was ahead of us, ready to set the sons of Muspel loose on Northgard. Everything we had done to get here, every life sacrificed, would have been in vain if we failed to stop the tyrant from destroying the legendary bridge.
I gotta say, the Aesir are notably absent from this, even though they clearly are real and exist and built a lot of this stuff. None of them think it's important to come bail us out. So, like, 2 out of 10, the gods are not good people. Instead, it just falls on our shoulders to try and kill not Loki and actually take care of this. There is Bifrost. Meh, wasn't that loud. I only covered, like, the entire thing. By the way, I just want to point out, in the number of, like, this game has a cycle of years. I want to point out that this story, in which none of us have aged, has taken us approximately 50 years. Just gonna throw that one out there. Salute your determination, young king, but you are too late. With Gjallarhorn, I will open the gates of Muspelheim. The world shall soon be engulfed in flames. But believe me, 'tis no folly. But why? An excellent question. What have you to gain from all of this? And how did the runestone of Asgard foretell your baleful deeds? Who are you? Who I am is unimportant, as were your father and your pathetic quest for revenge. All that matters is what will be gained from destroying Bifrost. You're a madman. What do you want? To slay the gods? To become the absolute ruler of Asgard? I do not seek to rule over gods or men. I wish to set Midgardr and Asgardr asunder, to set men free from Odin's will. Hi, Ravens. This is nonsense. What good would humans have to gain from losing the Allfather? What good would a world of ashes be to us? Odin lives in perpetual dread of Ragnarok, for he knows he shall meet his fate. He has been training up our brethren in Valhalla in hopes of preventing his inevitable demise. He has no love for humans. To him they are mere puppets whom he has been stringing along with empty promises of eternal glory since the dawn of time. This is a very modernist take. Promises of eternal glory are like top tier stuff. Do not listen to him, my lord. Vedrung is a heretic. His words have poisoned many of my brother's souls. There is no reasoning with him. The very existence of my rebellion proves he will only respond to force. You are wiser than I am, Svart. You always have been, but if your faith is misguided, fight the inevitable if you so desire. Now let Ragnarok commence. Yeah, like, the reason why I say that that's kind of silly, empty promises of eternal glory are silly, because glory is reputation. It's something that just is. It's in the memories of people, and so it's not really something that you can realistically say is, oh boy. That's not good. We've got incoming. Luckily we have a bear. Bear versus giants. That seems reasonable. How's Borghild doing? Borghild's fine. Please be fine, Borghild. Please continue being fine. Continued being fine. The giants don't stand a chance. Okay, they attack Bifrost, but there's a gimmick here. There's always a gimmick. Each chapter has a gimmick. The gimmick is that they die. Huh? The fire giants died suddenly. What is happening? It seems the Eldthursar, which literally just means fire giants, are unable to sustain their presence far from the flames of Muspelheim. This will work in our favor, but we cannot leave Bifrost unattended. We must hie, a really old-fashioned word to go, to any gate we can find and then seal them, which just means occupy the territory. That's enough to close the gate. Anyway, these are going to keep building. Please hurry on the building. Oh, you're done. You're done. Let's go. Can we colonize this one yet? Not yet. Can the bear take care of this? The bear can take care of this. Yeah, it's true. People causing the end of the world is a good way to get remembered, but not necessarily for the reasons you want. Let me colonize it. I want that forest for the extra production bonus. Okay, there's iron and sheep there, which is important, but for not quite yet. Colonizing, 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 colonizing. Go. Because I'm gonna, like, leave this one empty as soon as this is done, and then I'm gonna have them just work in here. This is not an important one to colonize, because we just don't super need it. This is an important one to colonize. Let's go. Alright, we have a lot of military people this time. Forgot about that. That helps us out a lot. Because the reason I want to colonize this one is that fields are good. Spoilers. Okay, this is also a good one. Let's send you over here, because... yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But since fame is reputation in the eyes of other living people, there is no such thing as an empty promise of fame. It's just a promise of fame. And if it's a promise of fame, in Norse culture, that is a top-tier promise. Because reputation is everything in the warrior elite culture. Down to the point where many of them... oh, actually, this is a huge area for food production. We want to colonize this one first, because we can get both a fish and a thing, and if we get a food silo in the center... how many things can we actually build here? We can build 3. Perfect. Because fish and food silo and thing there is just incredibly valuable. And then when we develop the area, we can get stone, but stone's not all that important right away. So, definitely not in a rush on that by any means. But we should send the entire military squad over this way, because I'm sure there will be more giants incoming soon. There's only 2 active right now, but unfortunately, I don't think Kaya can actually go in there. Oh no, you can. Hilarious. Okay, so it's just straight up enemy territory that Kaya can't go into. But that means that she will be incredibly good for squishing the problem childs that are the fire Jötnar. Because she can just take a beating. 13 defense when these guys only have 20 attack. Pretty much neuters. Well, actually, Borkill can take the beating better, even though Kaya has more defense. And 2 of them is scary, but that's fine. Not a big deal at all. Let's go for a healer's hut, because now that we have our food production pipeline starting, we can actually, you know, get a couple of healers and start doing stuff there too. We also are getting... we're actually not that close on population. 9. That's not bad. We should build one soon, but we don't need to build one immediately. Healers do healing things, and then we just are kind of stuck waiting for a bit. So yeah, next, does anyone have any questions for me on any Norse culture or mythology stuff that I can kind of ramble about? See if you guys have... Because I'm definitely open to just talking about whatever you guys want to hear about. Oh, we found kobolds. We get we get bonuses of good stuff. Okay, we've got only a little while before we are going to be in trouble, but we've got incoming 2 more people and a bunch more resources, which is really important. And we need to build houses as soon as we can. Oh wow, that was 4 people. That's actually a colossal... That is a colossal thing. Run in, and everyone else run in. Because they should, well, we'll keep an eye on how people are doing on health, but, okay, Borkill, run away. Warrior, run away. Warrior, run away. Warrior, run away. And we win. Cool. And we'll be able to colonize this one before it matters. Yeah. And this one is now shut down, which buys us a lot of oomph. And civilian, go. Where's the other civilian who built this guy? There you are. And what's up next? I guess we should get another scout, actually. No, a house is up next. What am I talking about? Jeez. Other good sources on, Velith, we're not actually going to see Loki's problem trio. I'm sad about it, too. Because the problem trio are fun. Oh, you actually... Okay, you got that. Which means that some guys crop up here and they'll start dying. We need to get another scout so that we can do stuff. But yeah, the two main primary sources on Norse mythology kind of period well, are... Oh, okay, another fight. More fights incoming. The two main sources, period, are words. The Prose Edda and the Poetic Edda. So Snorri, and then who, words are so hard. So you get Snorri, and you get the, Snorri's source in the... Oh, nice. Which is the compilation that, even though the Codex Regius postdates him, the Prose Edda, the poems in it are older, and he cites some of them, so we know that Snorri was working from something similar to the, something at least similar to the Poetic Edda when it exists. So, those are the two main sources, but neither of them I think are really great, are necessarily the best places to start, though, actually scratch that. The Prose Edda is an amazing great place to start if you know nothing about Norse mythology, because Gylfaginning is incredibly readable and only about 50 pages long. Oh, that's a lot of bears. The Poetic Edda is a lot more difficult to read, but for just kind of a basic introduction to kind of who the things are, hello? Oh, a couple of those guys. That's interesting. Interesting choice. So yeah, otherwise, like, a really good place to start, just for a kind of introductory interest is actually, like, I'd actually almost tempted to say, like, Neil Gaiman's one is totally fine for this, in that, if it is a thing that is readable and gets you excited, he primarily just copies the Prose Edda, which is kind of an overlap, but as long as you aren't expecting that to be more than a very basic introduction, it does its job plenty well enough. Let's actually go for Weaponsmith, because we're getting a lot of military guys, and so having something to actually do with them is helpful. I do need to clear this area next. This does need to be the next thing. Oh, and more supplies. Yep. But yeah, the Gylfaginning is a really, really, really good place for if you don't know where else to start. Just start there, and then see what's interesting to you. John Lindo has an encyclopedia that's pretty accessible as a kind of, I guess, pop historical level, though it is very surface level, and in some ways they're very, very basic. Okay, our doom stacks, and we win. Sadly, despite winning, we aren't actually quite able to, do things. Luckily, we are getting more food. But yeah, like, those are my recommendations to start. Things get messy the deeper you dig, but definitely, if you are quite, you can just kind of follow up on what's interesting to you. There's a lot of really, really, really good books on Norse mythology these days. So, oh cool, we get Veðurfólnir. Its senses must have been disrupted by Gjallarhorn. The poor thing has crashed to the ground. It's a bonus scout, basically. So, let's actually... Well, first we needed to grab this. Now that these guys are going on, let's head up this way. Except not you. Everyone else can go. 5 wolves versus all of our guys. Not really a threat. Because the advantage of colonizing this area is that he's a free scout, essentially. I want to do this one first because I need to get the mine and start working on stone, and this is the best place to do it in the map. So we'll go out here. And where are we under attack from? Oh, giants. Crap. Run. 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 Okay, everyone's fine now. Everyone be fine. Stay back, stay back, stay back. Stay back. Okay, now we're good. Now we can melt this dude. Oh, well. Why are we unhappy? Too many injured people. That's totally reasonable. We've got a lot of injured people right now. Hello? Oh crap, run, 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 run. And our scout's dead, so I don't have one of those anymore either. Oy vey, colonization. Okay. That's for 140 then, which is important. Turn you into a scout. Also wonder if I can tell these guys to heal someone specific. Nay? No, I cannot. Their AI just kind of does whatever their AI is going to do, doesn't it? Okay, hopefully we can actually stabilize then. And get some progress this... soon? But yeah, next question I saw. Interesting giant lore? Kind of. The Yutnar are really complicated. In the mythological sources, kind of. How much is how is Bifrost doing? 6,300. Okay, that's fine. Veatherfellnir is our next colonized place. We just need to get more resources to do that. Luckily, it's July, which means we can actually make some good progress. Yeah, you're just an assisting guy. Progress, progress. This guy's just gonna mine away. Need 10 gold for that. Okay. So we can organize a feast, which is probably good for us. That should be enough of a boost for that month that we'll be okay. Though I am kind of tempted to just kind of go in and murk these guys while I've got the chance to. Wow. Sion is just not alive anymore. I think that's probably a worthwhile thing to do, is just try and murk this camp. I don't know if it runs while these guys are still standing or not, but Borkel is the first one in, which means she's the one who gets attacked. Which is optimal. Nice. Look at this progress. Anyway, Yutnar are really, really complicated because they're not like... Well, even though I am someone who is a fan of the translation of giant more than most, more than very many, I do think there is use in calling them giants instead of them just being Yutnar. For the sake of we need a translation, and in the later period, they definitely do become more and more giant-ish, but it's been argued that maybe Jötnar is supposed to indicate physical strength, while something like thirst maybe indicates size more. Regardless, though, the Jötnar exist in a very complicated relationship to the gods, because they are, they are related to the gods in not insignificant ways. They are both children of Ymir, the original primordial entity that everything is based off of. So, like, there is some kind of similarity there, which is awesome. Cool. That improves production, which is amazing. And we can go... Hearthstone or harpoons? Let's go harpoons. Because harpoons are just good. And you can do that to upgrade, improve our things, and... yeah. Progress. We can do that, and then they'll start healing Veðurfólnir, and Veðurfólnir will be a bonus scout. We do also need to upgrade the scout camp as soon as we can, which will be helpful. Yeah. Especially in a post-D&D world, using a translation of Edin is definitely goes odd. Okay, so we've got a lot of production right now, and also we can send Kaiju to places, which is super cool, and Borkill can go here. Instead, they can just be, well, whatever this Doomstack feels like doing. Cool, so there's more guys coming in there, but luckily the Eldthurs is not super strong. But yeah, you do hear giant a lot as a standard translation. There's a lot of people who argue it should be an untranslated term, that Jötnar should just be Jötnar, and they are Jötnar, and that's all there is to say about them. I'm definitely not as strong of a feeling towards it as that. Oh, actually, can we build a food silo in the spot that we had all of the guys? Yeah, let's build a food silo here. Because that will really up our production. Oh, good. So there are commentaries that do translate Jötnar to Gigantes, but in terms of like structural similarities, there really isn't a whole lot. Because unlike the Greek giants, the Gygas, the Jötnar exists in a weird symbiotic relationship with the gods. Kirsten Haystrup is the one who structures it in terms of like center and periphery. Of the gods are, or the giants are peripheral, in that they literally live in Utgarder, the outworld. But at the same time, the gods need them for brides and resources and knowledge. So you end up still really badly kind of having to deal with the troubles of that, and as such, like, they never really get too far into the accounts of like the being truly simply antagonists. The gods often try to trick them. The gods certainly renege on their deals all the time to them, but that's a different thing than actually saying that they are straightforwardly antagonists. Let's actually go defensive strategy, because we don't have a lot of things there, but let's go for Baldur's Blessing here. That's upgraded, that's upgraded. Do you want better houses yet? No, you don't care yet. Cool. And we can build another fisherman's hut there, which is just a lot more food. It's just a lot more food production. Let's also go here, and we can kind of... where do I want to send you? I want to send you there. Cool, and we can see the path all the way to... we can see the path all the way up to here, which means we can see what we need to go through next, which is either 2 Fallen Valkyries or a Draugr Cap. Guess which one I'm going to go for? Hint, it's not the Valkyries. Valkyries are scary. Not a bad idea. I wonder why... Anyway, we do need to colonize this spot, so... that leaves us pretty low, and Bifrost is in some trouble. Bifrost can take one more, but it can't take much more than one more. So we're gonna need to make sure we kill this as soon as we can manage. There is a villager here, right? Yeah. Go do that. I need more food. I need always more food. And then we should probably, you know, start working at... making improvements to the whole area. Like taking out our enemies and finding Phaedrung. Even though we know he's up here, we still need to find our path to him. So... we are working on it. The hope is that we can go through here and smush this guy, and then that gives us the power to go in here and then cut these guys off at the pass. Or at least interrupt their shenanigans. There's just nothing there. Cool. Empty area. I like that. Yep, there's the new thing. We will go and attack them from behind, as they are going and beating up on Bifrost. You can go in there, what are you doing? Cool, they are all attacking me instead of them, which is what I wanted. What? Who attacked me? God damn it. I'm gonna have to go all the way back over here. Oh, okay. I can just kinda wait, because I can just lead this guy in circles until he bleeds out. It's cheesy, but I specialize in cheese. Come on, bleed out already. I believe in you. How are you doing? You're actually not gonna... What? Are you gonna bleed out? Who's the other one under attack? Oh, that's a problem. That's actually a big problem. We might lose that area because I just don't have the oomph to actually take it back. I do have the ability to take on this area though. Hopefully that doesn't reactivate the portal. No, it does not. Okay. The portal is still kaput. We'll heal up for a moment and then we'll take on this one. Yeah. Anyway, so, what was the other question? Oh, Hreisvelgur is actually a pretty limited, thing. He's one of the eagles, Yo. So he supposedly lives in the very northern edge of the world. And on this northern edge of the world, generates a lot of the cold, harsh winds. Oh yeah, I have no scouts right now. Crap. There we go. That should be enough to help a lot, and let's colonize... What? No, you can't do that. I'm busy doing things, you can't just go around occupying the space behind me. Cool. And we are making progress there. We'll actually leave the bear. We'll send everyone else. No, not the bear. Everyone but the bear. There we go. To go take on the Jotnar. Just make sure... Actually, everyone stop there. Borghild. You go, everyone else go. Bear. Bear, my guy. Back up. Okay, Borghild is low, so back out, and we can sacrifice everyone else here, I think, because we're going to get a lot more oomph. Real quick. Wow, the bear actually makes a huge difference in the quality of this fight. I'm surprised. Borghild can go back in, I guess. We will still win this, but not by a whole lot, actually. Oh crap. That's bad. That's very bad, actually. Send the whole squad in, including the bear. And since everyone attacks the bear, no one attacks me. Yeah, I didn't realize the bear was quite that important, though. And Borghild died. We still win this, but it's not pretty. Actually, we don't win this. We do not win this. We just got the bear. Yeah, I didn't realize the bear was that strong. I should have known. Because, look, 12 attack is not that much. Unfortunately, we've been hemorrhaging gold for months now, and I've not been paying attention to it. So, we'll colonize that, and then we'll build a longship dock. And that will be a way we get stuff. There's also only, I think, one area still left. One Jotnar nest portal still open, because we closed this one. And yeah, it just leaves this one. Which, this one's annoying, but it's also not a huge deal, necessarily. Oh, cool. We still have a pretty decent squad, actually, because we got more reinforcements. Which means we're actually going to use them to take on this Fallen Valkyrie and then colonize this spot. Because this spot is cool. In the meantime, a defensive tower here. With one of these guys. Yeah, that's not close. Colonize this. And everyone's unhappy. Why is everyone unhappy? We want better houses. We can do better houses. I got the power. I don't have the gold. I do not have the power. Why are you under attack from? And why did my camera freak out? Oh. Well, that's fun. Ring-a-ring. Here we go. Look at this micro. Very high APM, right? Those are terms that apply to our RTSs. Yeah, Philip, I know. We're working on it. You know, the collectivization of stop dying. Look at that. Collectivization of stop dying worked great. And with all these guys, let's see, what else can we do? You're still happily mining. Crap, I don't have anyone here to do stuff. Oh, you're already on that. Okay, raid for lore, that's fine. Then get on the raid too. Also need to build a trading post. I can actually trade with the kobolds, which should give me the things I need to start doing stuff. Or something. Right, is that how things work? You guys are doing that, you guys are doing that. I do need to put another person into here. And I need to build another house. I have no gold with which to build houses. Nay. Oh, I had no spare people. That's why. And the Yitna or the Draugr are causing problems. Crap. They have spears. It's terrible. And one of our scouts died again. Dang it. Okay, well that did not go well. Yeah. What was Norse lifestyle like? For a lot of people, you're looking at, barely better than subsistence farming. Norse society was organized around, farms and around trading towns, or emporia. So for most people, you'd have a Gothi, who's a kind of both secular and religious chieftain in an area, as well as some other wealthy landowners, relatively wealthy at least. These guys would then have tenant farmers underneath them, who would deal with in Denmark you're looking at production of crops, but elsewhere you're looking at you might instead see, thank you, ranching. You might see some fishing as kind of a supplement during the summer, or just growing of grass for cattle. In the winter, then, once the so you have that in the summer. In the winter, you then get fishing, because they don't have anything going on during that season, and so you could, as long as the weather's okay in the fjords, you could actually go fishing, which is just helpful. I need to build a training camp here somewhere. We can do that up there, I guess. And we are at, yeah. Borghild gets better, and we get stronger as we get more fame, and Kaija can go anywhere and murk everyone. The bear is going to be good. Cool, so that's a scary area. Let's build a defense tower out here once you finish building that. Because then I need to I'm nowhere close to being able to rebuy. I haven't learned coinage yet? Weird. Okay, fine. We're pretty close up on problems of population, and our happiness is not that high. But yeah, so this lifestyle would be supplemented, well, as they go around all of the... I'm gonna build that there. these tenant farmers would have kind of workmen, either like very vaguely paid workmen, or quite literally nobody. Helping them out. And so you might actually... I wonder. Do I win this fight? I might win this fight. Well, I don't win this fight if you're going to be a problem. There we go. So, yeah, raids within that cycle of farming would often be primarily among the elite, though you do have some penetration pretty far down. But basically, the Gothar, the Gothi in an area would try and attract people via gift giving, which is kind of really important, and would become a way... Oh cool, I can always trade it back. I can always trade back to the main trading post in of our cells, basically. That's handy. Cool, you are there, so you can go there. And yeah, we can at least do some damage on this, though. Let's actually send... Nay. Nay! Kaija, go. Everyone, go. Because we can make Kaija take the bulk of the pain for a while. Though... I didn't want everyone to go. Jeez! The micro in this game is not super easy. Hey, Nevada. Let's organize that feast, because we haven't done that yet, and we do need... Well, that does get us a lot of money. Let's see, we can upgrade this to be even more people. Because you have 3 of your 4 assigned to it. Yeah, that's pretty great. I want to squish one of these guys kind of as quick as we can, because it's just helpful. If you're already doing nothing, you can go here and join that. That being said, are we close enough to get board killed yet? No, we need 150. So we're working on it. So I just need to be careful not to spend all my money ahead of time. Oh, so Nevada, this is Northgard. This is in RTS based on, as you can see, kind of grid control. That is heavily inspired by Norse mythology. So you're on the last map of the campaign, in which this guy, Phaedrunk, which is a name for Loki, though he's not Loki in this world. Regardless, not Loki, has started Ragnarok, and we're trying to kill him before things get too bad. Well, everyone go attack him specifically. I want to kill the War Chief, because the War Chief is by far the most important guy to take down. We might sacrifice some of these guys, I just want the bear to live. Okay, thank you, not helpful. Everyone run away. Who attacked? Ugh. Extremely helpful. We do win this, just by virtue of one guy is not enough to stop us. But, don't feel good about it. I know you're unhappy. Just chill. We can get the bear again if he does die. Like, it's not the end of the world, but you're right, it is not a good look to lose the bear. Hello, didn't I just buy Borghild? Borghild. Okay. Thankful. Oh, I upgraded instead of buying Borghild. Yeah, well, the proletariat needs to learn to calm down for a moment. Whatever, we should have plenty of oomph to just murk these guys, no problem. With Borkel now being up, we should get a smith and start upgrading some of those. Yeah, this is way less close. It's amazing how much chieftains make a difference, which I suppose highlights, I guess, the difference between the warrior elites who went on raids and the tenant farmers that would get conscripted for raids. Because both did happen. Certainly, like, the number of people who went on Viking raids was way too high for it to just be one thing. But the people who would get most of the rewards were rich, either like reasonably wealthy people or the actual military elite. As such, that means it's actually, you know, alright, Borkel gives me fame every time she kills someone. Anyway, you should go heal. Oh, we should build more. I know what we should do. Apart from building more happiness, we should go build another healer's hut somewhere. What? What makes you unhappy? Too many wounded. Okay. There we go. And now we have a big chunk of advantage. We can clear this area, and then we can actually go straight in, though double defense tower is cheating. This is actually not possible, and it's annoying and cheating, and I dislike it. But we don't have to kill this guy, cause... Or actually... Is this all connected? Nay, it's not. Okay, so there's 3 allies here. We're killing one of them. We need to kill this one. But the more we kill, the faster this spirals. Yeah, Philip. Cool, we have a massive amount of food, so let's actually put that to good use and do something. What do we want to upgrade? Let's upgrade this for more happiness. Let's upgrade this for more stuff. And then next up I want to get recruitment, just to get more people more fast. But then I want to go out like this way. Smush this place, smush this place. I'm just going to take out all the peripheral places before I necessarily go in too hard on the mid. I want to get one more wave of reinforcements. So just the more people I can take out, the better off I'll be. Who? Ah, Droigar. Damn it. That'll make me actually have to call off the thing. Especially since the squad is not very big right now. We'll go that way, we'll get recruitment, and that'll give us Freya's Blessing, which spirals us faster. The bear is on its way. And that took out some of their population, which I like. Cool. We're making progress. But yeah, overall I think like this game does a pretty decent job of kind of summarizing some of the stuff you would be doing as part of your daily life in society, and importantly that you know, it's not... We'll send the whole squad here, I guess, because the bear alone is not going to be enough. Come on. Where is everyone? Hello? Where did they go? There they are. The bear's fine. The bear's fine. I just very frustratingly, screwed us over for no discernible reason. We need to stop and heal. We need to let the whole squad heal, and then we can go in on things. Okay, I do have more people here, so let's send one of them to be a healer. Let's send another one somewhere. Go be a healer too. Healers are good. For the most part, we've got pretty much all the, like, space I care about, I guess? Would be how I'd phrase that. Yeah, hibernation. Unfortunately, that means I should build a smithy, I guess. A forge is like the last important building I need to get. And doing that will help a lot with... You want houses? Jeez, you guys are so picky. Fine. We're gonna take on this as quick as we can, even though I know that there's a guy coming in. It'll be fine. I want to squish this thing. That's a lot of people, actually. You know what? That's a mistake. That's a lot of people. You know, actually, if you're just gonna stand there, I'm happy to let you just stand there. Yeah, you're not gonna have enough health left to be a problem. Cool. That's what I want to see. Kaija has so many HPs. Yeah, good job. Okay. There we go, we made it. So yeah, I was saying, this game does a decent job of portraying the different things you'd be doing with being able to both look at farming and trading and all of that stuff. I actually do like it as far as it goes. Oh, there's another one out here. Really? You guys just weren't dealing with the... I know you guys sometimes attack them. Why don't you just chill with that? Weird. We actually need to back out because I can't colonize this area, although I'd like to. So we'll colonize this one instead. We'll just send everyone over here to get healed. Unfortunately, that means they have time to, like, stabilize, but I think they've hemorrhaged more material than they can actually deal with. But, yeah. So, I hope that was extremely rambly, but did actually answer your question of what was life like. Because, yeah, raids were not a majority of the population at any point, and they were a very small minority of the population who benefited for most of the time. Instead, mostly you have all the different jobs that villagers are doing over here. Speaking of which, don't I have a villager here that needs to become a smith? Forge. We shall improve the things on these guys first. And then we don't have enough iron to do other things. And then we'll do that. Come on, guys, rebuild faster. Heals. Need more healing. Cause, yeah, military, Whomst? Fine. Can we squish you faster, better? Because if I can take a break from squishing one guy to squish the other guy, I'm okay with that. And more supplies. Cool. You guys are gonna make it, and then there'll be around time for the new squad to arrive, and then we can just steamroll this in 2 moves. Where's the ship? Okay, you are already recombobulating. Cool, and Kaija's on your way. And then we can absolutely go in and be successful at doing stuff. I assume. What's a good choice here? I guess that, since we're starting to do a lot of these. 11 stack Doom Squad, let's go. That's a pretty big counter Doom stack, you know? Like, fair play to you. Ah, you die. Kaiju, no. Crap, Borghild though. Borghild. Well then. You know, they won that, but not by a lot. We take not by a lot sometimes. Maybe. I'm not sure if we take that, actually. Do we take that? Chat, do we take not by a lot? Cool. You. Meanwhile, we have fun attempts at Ragnarok. All the scouts are dead, but we don't have anywhere else we need to explore, so that doesn't actually matter. And you are done with your thing, so you are going to turn into a brewer as soon as that finishes being built. We've got plenty of food incoming, and winter's coming, which is good for us, so all of our guys heal during the winter, which is awesome. Oh, well, I don't care about those. They'll bleed to death before it matters. They do manage to light the thing on fire, which is a little bit annoying. Should probably send you to fix that. Go over here, and then, come on, finish shooting it. Yep, there's our guys heal, their guys don't, but apparently Borghild Kaija just kind of... Okay, you cheated. Look at these guys cheating. Cheating cheaters who cheat. There's no way they had that many people. It's just not allowed. Suppose I should make food silos if I'm... Oh, I need to develop some places. If I want to do that. I do have the bear, but the bear is not infinite. Is not infinitely cool, and is not infinitely strong. She is good though. She's a very good bear. It is midwinter, so as soon as this guy heals up, we should be good to go again. Borg will lead the charge, everyone else follow. Look at how many people they've got! Absolutely cheating. We're killing a few more each time, but oh my god, they cheat so unbelievably hard. Let's turn you into a warrior. Miner? Turn into a warrior. You are rallying. We'll turn you in as well, and we'll turn you in as well. Because we've got to keep up the pressure as far as we can. Why are we losing so much crap? Since when were we losing so much material? Grr. It's one thing I really hate about this game is just how badly this thing cheats. Even with help and supplies like coming in on us, on our end, this game just cheats so unbelievably hard. I'll go attack this guy. I do win it this time, but don't feel good about it. It turns out. Yeah, this game cheats unbelievably blatantly though, which I'm just not a fan of. It's just there is no reason for them to cheat. Even though I'm attacking the most difficult one right now, to be fair. To their credit, I am attacking the strongest one. But they will just magic in about 7... They will magic in a bunch of people in order to kind of enable their own to themselves to always put up a fight until I either doomstack them to death or I lose. That's the thing. Like, there is no other valid strategy. You either overwhelm them with a ridiculous number of guys or I lose. Well, heck, we'll colonize this one so we can push up right onto the border. And I just don't like it. It's a problem I have with all RTSs, but this one with... See, with a lot of RTSs you can kind of get around it just by virtue of having more... being able to allocate resources to make more people. But population growth is set in this game. So it's just entirely determined by happiness. And either you... Eventually, either you get enough happiness or you don't, and... That's that. See, he just magicked in 2 people. Whomst. Oh, don't care. Okay, Kaija... Yeah. Kaija go first, everyone else follow. It's just so I can manipulate where the defense tower ends up. Back off. Nope, you're dead. Back off. Back off. Okay, we're gonna start losing people, that's fine. Borghild, back off. Don't know if Borghild actually manages to back off on time. Sweet! Look at that! Look at this! It's just nonsense. He teleported in like 15 people. And I don't get resources because it's entirely determined by happiness. Which means I don't have more people that I can just throw into the grinder. At least they have no healer, and they won't build another healer, so there's nothing that they can do about it. But it still is super duper cheap. So unless I get lucky on the manipulation of who goes in and who doesn't, and the AI makes some really, really nonsense play, we pretty rapidly get into problems. Borghild, attack this guy. Now run away. Getting kills is important. And yeah, this is pretty much just in the frustrating part where we just keep throwing things into the meat grinder until it works eventually. I'll throw these guys in as well, I guess, or one more of them, because 3 more people is helpful at least. Kaija, go. I gotta keep up the pressure somehow. Because otherwise they just keep teleporting in more people. And teleporting in more people is no bueno. Borghild? Hello? I think we'll actually kind of leave it here, because I am hemorrhaging them quite significantly by just cheating. And ducking in and out. It's super cheesy, but look at that. I can manipulate a lot of people in pretty easy. Because they like defending the space. Cool, and they have no military right now, so let's go. Oh, they just got magic military in from 3 different places. I like it. And by like, I mean hate. Well, you die. You need to run away. Kaija, run away. You cycle back in. And we finally win. There we go. Phew! Tactics in this are, not good. This is an extremely surface level RTS, I gotta say, like, compared to the sheer amount of versatility of some of the other things, the AI in this is not very good. The systems of how you make people allocate resources are not very good. Pretty much the extent of... The theming is really good, and I like the tile system, but it's otherwise extremely basic. And now everyone can run all the way to the other side. And we can squish this one, because it will be almost instant that we can turn around and squish another one. Winter Festival? Winter Festival. I do want to build a shield bearer camp too. at some point. There's just more things. Is it on Switch? I have no idea. I mean, I do like this game, and it has a really cool like co-op mode called Conquest, which I want to do at some point probably with Robin, which just kind of stacks abilities, which is super enjoyable. Being able to kind of customize the clan a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I do recommend this game. If you like the theming, if you like what you're seeing, it's definitely a beginner-friendly RTS, which is not a bad thing. Let's just be clear on that. Like, beginner-friendly is not the same as bad. We'll do that. And then do that, and you can also rally. And that gives me a big enough Doom Squad to really not be in trouble. Yeah, an 11-person Doom stack versus not a whole lot of things. So we'll probably do the same thing of kind of dancing in and out to bleed out all their military. And then, well, in year 7 here we should be able to finish the game. Cool. There went everyone coming in. Nice. Nice. That worked perfectly. And we still are in good shape on our number of resources. He's running to... These guys are running to become military, which is great, because actually, you know what, we'll actually run away on these to bait them out again. We'll bait them out again by just leaving, letting them reclaim control, and then heading back in. And like, this should not be a... This shouldn't be the strat. This really shouldn't... What? What did I lose control of? Huh? Apparently I lost control up there. Peculiar. Okay, well. They're just teleported in 3 more guys, so... we can kill them. And as these guys teleport in, we can leave Kaija to deal with that while everyone else murders these guys. Hey, we just got more guys. Neat. Let's attack this thing first, because taking out those is kind of the most important thing. I don't mind if we just lose everyone, except the bear. The bear cannot die. And we don't really want... Yeah, let's have everyone run away. We got outplayed by the cheating... by AI shenanigans. But luckily, 4 people... they're being pretty good. Cool. So they're going to go turn into the thing again. He's building an altar of king, which you can only have 1 of, except the AI can have 7 of. Oh cool, and we maxed out on food again. That's fun. But yeah, cool. We are almost done though, because we take out this guy, and then as you can see, we need to break through, like, 2 territories. We don't even have to kill this guy all the way. We just gotta take out 2 territories to get across to kill Phaedrung. That's the extent of the goal. And in doing so, we should prevent Ragnarok, or at least forestall it for a little bit longer. Because while Jarhorn got blown, we don't really see any indications of things like the 2 roosters crowing, or Garm howling, or any of the rest of it, so we should be fine, right? Should be fine. Let's actually go in again though, because everyone's pretty much healed up, and I don't like wasting time, because that's just more time where the AI can cheat on us. I mean, yeah, the Sons of Muspelheim has arrived, which is not optimal. I'm sure it's not a big deal. I mean, look, we just snowballed really, really hard as soon as we hit our last tier. Once we started rolling, we're just gonna snowball incredibly hard, which is another thing I actually don't like about this game. While I'm sure high levels of play do allow other things, more detailed strategies, it really feels like, to me, the way to play is you just build up a gargantuan doom stack, and then you just run over your enemies, and once it just snowballs really hard. Once someone starts losing, it's on a pure military level, it's just hard to stabilize, and so you can get doom stacked. GG go next for the Boar Clan. And then yeah, we kill this. We kill this. We kill him. He's just wandering around, and his mercenaries are not that strong, so we're not scared of them. But Phaedrung, well, I'm really not sure why they're so insistent on making Phaedrung at least think himself to be the hero. Cause I'm not really sure where they're pulling that from. It feels like in many ways the story and the values being promoted here, namely, you know, the villain being a guy who just wants individuality, destroying the world to do it, but just wants to give free reign for individuality, for humans to do what humans want to do without, free from the yoke of the tyranny of religion. Feels very secular and very modern, and really doesn't describe much of anything about how the place was, is, or should be. So, I don't know, it's a thing. I think that's the best I can say for it, is it sure is a thing. Oh yeah, weren't we gonna do something with you? I don't have the materials to really do that, but Brewer... Do I really only have 2 Brewers? Odd. Let's grab one more of those and then make a bunch more of these guys. Because I've got the resources for it, so whatever. We'll stay while we're healing up, we'll really get our doom stack going. And then they shall go forth and inflict doom on people. Oh, cool. And we get even more stuff. Hello? Neat. That was odd. And voila. As this huge squad shows up, I can just... Well. Nope. Not what I wanted to do. I want to unselect a couple of these guys. But that's okay. We have a plenty tall enough squad. As soon as that guy's back in the green... Who's attacking me? A wolf. Okay. I don't care. Let's go. What? Is that not a connected border? Weird. We are near the end of this game. Because, 16v4 or 5, even though Vagrung is pretty scary, like that 30 attack is not something to mess around with. Because, look, 18 versus 30. The solution is if 18 people attack him at the same time, he still goes down in, like, a round and a half. Waiting, and pop. He is, yeah. This is a kind of anticlimactic final thing. Like, going against 3 guys who are all allied against you is a little bit scary if, like me, you did not take them out fast. Kaija. You know you're allowed to participate, right? We don't even need to wait. We can leave that to his devices. We just need to pass through this territory, so... Bye! Let's see what Loki was up to. Because, yeah, Vagrung, I still think he's supposed to be Loki, and this is supposed to be just weird, like... Loki is secretly the good guy motivations, but look, he just gets murked. He just gets absolutely freaking destroyed under a doom stack. And the whole squad rolls up to him going like, hey, buddy, my guy, you're still alive? At long last, I have finally cornered you. Vagrung, you have lost. Ragnarok has not come to pass. Everything you did was in vain. He's yours, kill this rascal. And he just ditches his swords. Look, the coward surrenders. Kill him anyway. That would be pretty dishonorable, though it did happen quite regularly. What do you have to say for yourself, fiend? So much suffering. And for what? Well, clearly he has nothing to say in his own defense. Your revenge is at hand, my lord. And he freaking laughs at us. You must be truly mad. Faced with your own demise, you dare laugh at my face? I will put you out of your misery. You are victorious, High King, but you still arrived too late. Do it! And we get to do it.
Vedrung was finally in my grasp. He had failed, and we were the victors. Or so I thought. Just as I was about to end his miserable life, Vedrung smiled peacefully, betraying no hint of regret or bitterness. You are victorious, High King, he said, but you still arrived too late. Bifrost may still stand, yet the world tree has been shaken to its roots. You think you prevented Ragnarok. I say we are in the midst of it. He went on. My work here is done. The men may not yet be free from Odin's yoke, but they now know that defiance is an option. This is the dawn of a new era. Do what you will with me, spare me or kill me. It matters not. Why those words pierced my soul, I shall never know. I suddenly lost all will to kill him, realizing how futile it would be. It would never bring my father back, and he was right. Ragnarok was happening. Or rather, it is happening. This is a new era indeed. Our story is not over. It is only beginning. Northgard needs to heal.
Hashtag sequel bait.
We will be here to tend to its wounds. So, this continent we once called untamed and hostile, we shall now call it home.
So, that is Northgard, or rather the campaign of Northgard. There's clearly like a sequel that they're baiting, but one cool thing here is like, I read out the translation of Ragnarok according to Villisbow earlier, and notice Bifrost's destruction is not actually part of it. That's not a thing that's necessarily needed. But another cool little detail that they didn't mention at any point before this, but our main player character and our main antagonist are Reg and Feðrungur. Reg comes to us from Regsthula. It means like powerful one, but it's specifically used in that poem as a byname for Heimdall. Which, you know, is appropriate that Heimdallr would own Gjallarhorn, given that that's how that's supposed to work. But additionally, in Ragnarok, Heimdallr and Loki are said to be the one meet on the battlefield and to kill each other. So it's just a nice little touch that you have Heimdall and Loki meeting in the game under some of their many different names.
Ragnarok has only just begun.
Tehedus, no they do not, because the Aesir and the Vanir come to meet them at, I think it's Nidavellir, is the field where the battle takes place. So they actually engage in a place that is not in Ausgarður. So, additionally, generally speaking, the giants don't need Bifrost to arrive, because certainly early in the days of the gods, the Ausgarður is said to be surrounded by mountains, but the Bergrisi and Hrimthursur, so literally stone giants and ice giants, are able to cross those mountains to attack Ausgarður, which is why they hire a Hrimthurs as a smith to attempt to build Ausgarður walls. And that story is the story of Loki and Svaðilfari, as Snorri tells it. So yeah, despite like the big deal Bifrost gets in popular imagination, it really isn't a big deal in any of the surviving poetry, and it only kind of gets a vague mention in the Prose Edda when talking about the geography of Ausgarður. Otherwise, it's not really an important thing in the mythology. It's super weird. But, you know, that is just how modern reception be like sometimes. That fairly unimportant things really capture the popular imagination and become huge deals. And in some cases, super popular things get completely lost, and turn into a single sentence in the popular imagination, like the god Ullr. Place name studies in Sweden indicate that Ullr, supposedly the son of Thor, or one of the sons of Thor, is incredibly important to at least one region's idea of pre-Christian Norse religions. We have like 2 sentences about Uther total in the Eddas put together. So, you know, weird things like that can happen, which make it really difficult to really talk about what point of Norse mythology we're looking at, but that's okay. As long as we're looking at the Eddic material and acknowledge their problems, you can do a lot with the stories in that, and as in the 13th century the stories had a lot of entertainment value, they still do today. As this game shows, it basically just, you know, takes not Iceland and makes this a big important thing. But yeah, that wraps up the stream for today. Let me check, make sure I know what's on the schedule for next time. Oh good, next time we're playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, which as we all know is totally accurate and generally good. So we'll talk about the Viking faction and the medieval faction specifically, and just mess around in that, see if we can find any other weird fun stuff. So that'll be a very casual, silly fun stream, but I hope you'll all join me for it. If you like this, by the way, do consider supporting the channel. Follows and subscriptions do a whole lot to make this something I can keep doing regularly, because as I mentioned earlier in this stream, this is my research interest, and so in some ways this is my job, even at this point. So the more I really appreciate any support you guys can spare. Obviously never obligated, but it is an appreciated thing, and the more support we get, the more cool stuff we unlock, the more I can keep doing this and make things better for streams and hopefully be less rambly. It'd be good. Also, do consider joining the Discord. I dropped the link a couple of times, but for once more, do this. Join my Discord server to be notified for the next stream. Follow me on Twitter, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel where all the VODs will be. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I hope you guys will join me on Wednesday for the next one. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys. Bye-bye.